All right. So this is session 5, I do believe, of Hidden Heaven, session 5. And let's see. And of course, this session we actually have Val, the player, with us. Yay! Everyone clap a little
That's
bit, you know.
crazy.
Clap, clap, clap,
Imagine
clap.
being present was
It,
not me.
yeah, during like a critical situation, you know. But hey, I rolled for you, so things turned out okay.
Listen, I'm just glad Diego made it out alive.
And did
Barely.
you catch the part where he shrunk a little bit?
Oh, I didn't. How small is he?
Uh, Slightly larger than a house cat,
Cool.
but he still has the same size tusks, weirdly. So,
Oh, that's
So his
unfortunate for him.
tusks are as big as his head.
yeah, basically.
As big as his body.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, those things are probably giant. Cool.
Okay, mostly proportional tusks, slightly large, like slightly large tusks.
Hey, if they were the same size tusk, you could put them around your neck and wear them like a backpack.
Oh god, that's such an image.
Oh my god.
That's canon. That's how he travels around now.
No, 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 no. Diego would not be chill with that though. Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
cats are liquid, man. Cats are liquid.
Yeah, they're also assholes.
This is also true.
It depends on the cat.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so as the viewers will be well aware by the time they're watching this, we're going to be playing a TALESPIRE. So before I get to all that, I need to get everyone set up with the board. If you own TALESPIRE, that's great. If you don't, no big deal. We can stream it for you.
Mhm.
Because we have a compatriot here who is more than capable of getting you guys set up for that.
Please.
If I remember how to share this, that'll be fucking great. I don't remember how to share this.
Just stream it.
There should be like a join ID or something.
Yeah, no, I have to like copy and here it is, here it is, here. Generate invite code. Okay. Alright. Here we go. That invite code's way fucking smaller than I thought it would be.
I'm in.
Let me guess, you're having a problem there, John.
It's always the first time you type it in, it gives you an error for
Oh
me.
really? That's weird.
Yeah. Of course, it's also the font. I'm not sure if that one is an L or an I.
Okay. Alright. So this is just getting a setup for the future. We're not technically at this stage yet. Because we actually ended up with you guys at an entrance to a cave. You guys could go down if you so choose. It'd be kind of mean because I prepared all this, you know. But hey, if you want to have a session where I totally wing things instead, that's great too.
Hey guys, do you want to go to that other area?
The area that's
where the lich
explicitly
is?
not already prepared, yeah, dude. You know.
Yeah, let's go to the lich area now. I have his book to return to him.
Wow, this dungeon sure looks strangely like the other one.
Weird. Oh, so Tyrandol, I didn't know if you got my message. Engraved on one of the earlier pages of the book is a phrase called. It says, "Energy is energy."
Yeah, I got that.
Okay.
Yes.
And that's the one with the cleric spell guidance in it, right?
Yes, the spell book you have that you have determined belongs to a lich has both divine and arcane spells in it.
Okay, nothing I type in is working. It literally just keeps telling me not a valid code.
I can generate
Wanna
another one.
try
Hold
it?
on.
Are you able to
Yes,
copy and
please.
paste it in there?
No, because I can't copy from Discord and paste it into Tailspire for some reason.
That's fucking weird.
Kind of weird.
You can't do Control V, Control C.
No, I tried it.
That's annoying.
I'm able to do that shit, no problem. But
The way that I had to do it, there's like buttons inside of the join code thing. If you have something on your clipboard, one of those buttons in the join bar will paste it in.
Okay, that'll work.
This is the name I came up for with.
I like it.
TALESPIRE
Yeah, Hermetic
works.
Maleficarum.
That worked.
And either Talon or Uul, probably Uul, because knowing you, John, sorry you have a issue with streaming and shit. So
Actually, I'm fine with that. It was my computer.
okay,
I
all
got the
right,
new
all right,
one.
all right.
My internet, although I stream on Twitch occasionally, my internet is not very stable for streaming.
Okay, all right.
It should be fine. I'm on Ethernet and everything.
Okay, all right. We'll follow you. We'll follow your lead. Okay. Um. And I have lots and lots of things hidden from this board, but anyway. So I assume you guys are just gonna ignore the cave situation you're at. Is that
Yeah, I have no desire going down
yeah, okay.
unless this thunderstorm is going to go for a week.
Yeah. And by the way, if you do proceed down the cavern, I wish you'll notate that the moment you do, you start feeling vibrations from within the ground. So,
Yeah,
uh, yeah.
I'm still convinced this a larger creature is just down there.
Well, we
I don't
figured
wanna
it was
fight
too sandwormy and decided to stay at the entrance, as I think what we decided on.
Yeah.
Right?
If we do go down there, say we take John down there, is it possibility we could come back up as an Earth Elemental, polished through with this digestive system of this creature?
Oh, secrets.
Um,
That's an interesting way of looking at it, but I'm not sure how well that'd work out.
technically
But
still alive, just brought back to life through the machinations of a deity.
okay. So you guys proceed north, and you get to the foothills of a mountain and whatnot. You go slash a little valley, and you get basically to what amounts to the entrance to a mine. And before we go dive right into the session, I do have the Quill intro to do because, as Val has stated, it is really bad fortune. It is only bad things have happened when I forgot to do it. So, and I would hate to, jinx you guys. So, continuing to smoke on his pipe, the elderly man pulls out a parchment behind his desk and lays it down on the table. An elaborate labyrinth, a maze of traps, monsters, lost fools, and hidden treasure lies before him. He grabs another quill and begins to write notes in the margins. Yes, a bit here, a bit there. Ah, perfect. And we're back to where we are. So, let's get you guys set up here. Okay. So, I need to place units for you guys, don't I?
That would be useful.
Okay. What units do you want? Here, I'll stream mine temporarily.
Yeah, that would help.
And that way you can pick which ones you want. So we got let's see. First one is gonna be
You can actually pull something from dead for me because it does technically count.
oh, fair, yeah.
You should be able to search anything because it has like that filter bar.
Yeah. Like Alchemist, for
Is there
example.
excuse me? Is there a small avian creature?
There is, I believe, yes. Is this a would you okay with this representing you, William? It's not perfect, but well, actually, there might be one that's better. Hold on.
Yeah, what's this thing called?
Tailspire.
Dungeon Tailspire.
Yeah.
It's on
Yep,
Steam
it's
for
Steam.
$25.
I'm just gonna see if I can't Google the asset library.
That's Tails Tavern.
Oh,
Okay, Tails Tavern's a place where you can share slabs and stuff. It's not gonna do any good in the
Oh.
game.
I thought they had tokens and stuff. I guess not.
There is a dude who like holds a potion or some shit, wasn't there?
How old is it?
Is
It's just a
everyone
couple-
human but Val and me?
No. The
No,
skeleton
we
will
have a
actually.
dragonborn.
This is like the
Oh,
The
perfect
one
fucking.
bottom
This
left.
is
Yeah.
perfect for you, Talon.
Yeah, pretty much.
Don't you we have like 2 birds also?
We do
Yeah,
have
that's
2 birds,
Val and me.
yes.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
and then
Val,
like
me,
there's
and
a
Yeah,
I'm
we
dead.
got an
dude with a bump like
Aarakocra and then an owling.
it's mostly not human, I think.
Yeah,
There was
I
just an
believe
owl.
there's one human.
I'm trying to remember what the fuck.
What are you, John?
John is a reborn, but his base stat was actually a half elf.
Okay.
There's not that many bird people in this. There is
But
some,
it
but there's not
actually
that many.
doesn't matter because of the reborn race.
Just get me an owl. There's a small little owl. That would work.
Okay, I'm trying to fucking find it.
Humanoid, maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
I'll take the kinku.
Literal
That
fucking
works.
owl.
Tiny owl.
I mean, yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah. It's definitely not the
Yeah,
ideal,
it
for
works,
sure.
it works.
Definitely flies. I mean, I can't imagine like our little owl friend just walking around the ground. He probably like glides. Does a little flap flap.
Yeah.
Depends on how big the area is.
Right.
If Val is a kind soul, he would allow me to perch on his back.
I don't think I'm that much bigger than you, to be fair.
You're medium. I'm small. I'm 3 foot tall.
Well, it's not really that
Really?
big of a deal what you guys represent yourself as. You know, this guy looks kind of owly, I guess, but
Um,
yeah, if you want to use him, you can. Or if you'd rather have your owl, it's fine.
I'd
Whoa.
rather be an
What
owl.
was that?
That was the magic attack. If you're on TALESPIRE, click on your token, right click another token, click attack, and click the magic missile plus.
yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah,
now we
something
need to get
like
a good unit for William here.
Yeah.
There's this guy, which could do for you. There's this motherfucker. Actually, this is what I'm thinking of.
Oh,
That's
he's
probably
good.
all right.
Actually, pull out that commoner, the one next to the guy holding the hammer, and the one polishing the glass
Right
on
here.
the far right. One left. Yeah, what's he about?
That's what it
Honestly,
looks like.
that's fine. He's chill.
Okay, you want him?
Yeah.
You just
It's
want
because the guy's fat and balding, isn't it?
The balding, but otherwise you look good.
I'm back.
So that's this guy.
No, William, he ain't too overtly magical. He doesn't look like a spellcaster. He just has potions and all that.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna give who wants to move the extra units?
I
wonder if we
can
could.
control the 2 bird people.
Okay. So Talon, you get the alchemist.
All right. I'm trying to refresh the thing because I'm not. Oh, okay, now I've got all the
Some
tokens out.
bitch. All right.
Cool.
Got that done. Oh, and by the way, I have put I don't know if I've said this. I put way too much fucking effort in this shit. Okay, so
Hmm.
like
This-
way too much.
I just expect this every time from now on. So you're fine.
Pretty much.
Oh, I can fix that for you, by the way. Would you like to actually fly?
Whoa. That's kind of cool.
That's neat.
You can actually, if you hold down control, you can raise it.
Yeah.
So, you are a bird. So, I suppose you are also bird, so you should technically be able to fly as well.
Only technically.
There you go. All right. So, Get out of my stream.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay. You can watch John's and/or Val's
Fine.
besides the
I'll
stream.
go to John's.
So, you guys are at the entrance of a mine,
Woohoo!
and there's none of interest in this area you're currently in. So,
I cast Earthquake.
I'm sure you do.
are you sure you would like to ruin the plans of your DM? Nothing could possibly go wrong by doing that.
Mhm.
I don't have 8th level spells, so you're
Okay.
lucky.
Suddenly, the entire labyrinth is warded against 8th level spells. Weird how that works.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Whoa, you can even do little statuses and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Check it
Yep,
out.
you can even roll your dice.
Doing a little twirl.
Yeah.
You even have all your stats in here. Although
The die disappeared. Did it fall?
Yeah, it fell off the cliff.
Oh. I just
Oh,
rolled a nat 20.
Pog.
First roll of the night for me, nat 20. It's all downhill from here. Maybe
Well, I've rolled a
Tailspire
12
will
and an
be
8, so yay.
maybe Tailspire will be more forgiving to me than D&D Beyond.
Maybe.
Okay. So,
Wait,
can we proceed?
Right click it.
You guys are having too much fun playing around with the system. I get it. It's
Yep.
first.
I'm
You
ready.
know,
Yeah.
everybody messes around with it the first time.
Yeah, it's okay. For our purposes, we could you don't have to bring the other minis over with you as you go. If we get into a combat or an interesting situation, anything like that, we can move their units down as necessary. So,
Okay.
do we have everyone's unit? Wait, Fulvus, you fucking bastard!
we
You
should have
ate
five.
you
Fulvus.
you sleepy motherfucker! Yo, you there?
I was talking before.
Oh,
I
were
figured
you?
I'd just
Okay, I
not
didn't hear
say
you.
anything
Okay,
and see what happens.
okay,
I'm very sneaky.
Get
yeah.
this man a dragon.
That's what I was trying to fucking say. I was like, you sneaky fuck. Okay,
He
what
is naturally
what model do you
interesting,
want?
So still, he disappears.
No, get a. I saw a frog. That seems appropriate.
What?
I think
You're
they
human, aren't you?
I'm dragonborn.
Oh, we have Dragonborn.
he is Dova King.
Yep, they recently added them, which is nice.
So you want a spellcaster or a warrior Dragonborn?
He's a
I mean,
monk.
I'm a monk.
Get the one.
Oh,
with
I have a
boobs.
monk for you. Monk looking motherfucker.
Is that monkey head?
There's also this guy. You want that as well? Well, I guess chick is the appropriate term. And this one. So, I guess the original one's probably the most appropriate, honestly.
The dragonborn one, the one that wasn't the sword and board.
That's what I wanted.
No, I'm just curious what it looks like. Because you use a cord, not that one. The one with
The one
the
with
two
the axe.
handed. Yeah, him. You use a quarterstaff, so that could be.
Yep, there
colors.
is one with a quarterstaff.
Quarterstaff.
That's more of a staff than a quarterstaff.
It is
but...
a staff.
I
You're
say
right.
theoretically I use a quarterstaff, but I think I've spent most of my time punching stuff so far. Even though technically I should be using.
Okay, it's up to you. Do you want the monk or do you want a dragon?
It's all the same to me. Just
Okay.
We haven't really got many fights.
I'll put my rolls in the regular game log because that's
Yeah.
what I have.
It's okay.
How
You do
tall
whatever.
is that tree to the left?
Pretty
Rough.
tall.
70 feet.
Speaking of, let me actually.
Oh no, okay. If you have to like spin the screen, it's like two trees, and it looks like it's one tree stacked on top. Well, maybe it is one tree stacked. Okay, no, it is one tree. I couldn't tell with the perspective.
Yep, sorry. If you need a different angle, let me know.
I mean, the tree is the important thing.
Right. Watch our luck, and it's a tree ant.
Whoa.
Did that
what
say
was that?
trap? I think that said trap.
And of course, as you guys are aware, some of you may be aware, there's lots of different measurements and things like that, which are really cool. That's the main reason I like TALESPIRE, for combat purposes. So because combat doesn't happen that often in our campaign, but if it's a planned combat, I'm gonna try to use TALESPIRE if possible. Depends how much time I have to prepare and shit like that. So.
Also, if you don't have Tailspire and you have a cone attack, let me know so I can get out the cone ruler because they
no
do have a cone
problem.
ruler.
That's nice. Ooh.
Neat.
No, I just got a line shot.
All right. Allow us
Also, if you
to
press
proceed.
N, it will get rid of anything obstructing your view.
So what was that?
N. If you press N, it'll get rid of anything obstructing your view.
Yeah.
Oh, that's new.
Yeah, they've had some updates.
Well, I mean, new to me. So.
Yeah, it's new to me too. It's been
Right.
a few months since I've used Tailspire.
It's pretty pog. All right, so let's continue, people. You want to go down the mine. As you guys enter the mine, you see, of course, a mine cart.
Hmm.
And a trail. There's also a small camp.
Don't leave me behind.
I'll grab you.
Well, I mean, generally speaking, what we'll do is we'll move your units as we need them. Unless they want to move them all the time. I find it's just probably going to be easier to get immersed in the story if you're just,
Depends on how fast we're moving. Whether
Yeah.
So we're inside the main area.
Yes, you're inside a mine. There's an empty minecart, a lever, and some camping equipment.
Is there anything in the pot?
There is nothing inside the pot.
Oh.
I'm gonna be in the
Is
safest
the
position
fire
possible.
actually going, or is it out?
It is going. There looks like there might have been some water in there, but it's long since boiled away.
Is the is the bedroll like super dusty, or
It
was
looks
someone
like it
here
hasn't been
recently?
slept in a couple days at least. In fact, the fire is still kind of lit, but it's mostly embers at this point.
Bro, someone's gonna start a California incident.
I mean, it's in a cave, so
That's what you.
Or
That's
Texas.
how they get you.
Can I try and find out how long this equipment's been here for?
Investigation.
Sure. That is 22.
It has been about 4 days.
Okay, so I'll just say to the group it's probably safe to assume whomever put all this up is most likely in the cave,
yeah. Well,
either trapped by their own doing or still investigating what's down there.
I hope
You notice that there's a
they're,
couple of quills laying around, like someone forgot some pens.
Oh, I'll snatch those up.
Wait, don't touch them quite yet. They could be cursed.
You have 2
Well-
goose feather pens.
I'm going to take my knife and cut a corner off of my block of incense and just chuck it in the fire. Look at the rest of the group. It's sage and chamomile. Should reduce the effects of any malignant spirits, hopefully.
Essential oils. Yeah. I sneeze.
Okay. So you guys, if you wish to proceed, you have 2 options. You can get inside the cart, or you can walk down the track manually.
Is the cart big enough to fit all
Yeah,
of
how
us?
big is
Yes.
the cart? Oh, we
The
can
cart
also
is
do that?
capable of fitting several tons. It can't actually do it in TALESPIRE, okay? I'm sorry. But it's capable of fitting several
I mean,
tons.
clearly, this is the. I don't know, but I'd feel safer. If
And
we
away we
walked.
go. You guys pull the lever.
He pulled the lever.
And you guys plunge down into the darkness. And if you guys actually look all the way down it, I have actually modeled the entire area. You can actually go inside the little cave area. You can kind of see, and everyone ends up right fucking down here.
Zoom.
All right, look here.
All right.
I was given a flyby of the track.
Fucking pain in the ass. That's the only problem I have with these fucking things, is that they can be very fucking picky with if they're willing to go.
while
Seriously.
while I was going down the track, could I have spotted any like additional like offshoots, any like additional paths that people can squeeze through?
Yes, there actually was a tiny little. It looks like kind of like a little crevice, kind of. You could squeeze through there, but you don't know what's beyond it.
I'll just make a mental note of it.
It's about 5 minutes or so up the track.
Okay.
It's low. It's a pretty steep uphill though. You could climb it, but you know,
Well,
it would
we
leave
gotta
you
get out
winded
of the
for a
cave
hot
walk
second.
somehow, so I'll just.
Is this one of the? Is this a powered cart then?
I'm sorry.
Does it like the mine cart? Would it like? Is there another mashing lever to send it back up?
Yes.
All right.
For brevity purposes, I'm not bringing the fucking minecart down here, but
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one down here. We'll just imagine that's it.
Okay. And of course, behind you, as I'm guessing you might have noticed, there's a lantern, and a chest that was already opened.
Yeah,
Didn't
someone's been
notice
down
the
here
chest,
already.
Didn't see it was open.
Why is the chest foggy?
It's spooky. It's the dust.
I'm allergic to dust.
Oh no. All right. Well,
I'm gonna survive.
what lies ahead of us? Don't want to stay down here more than I have to.
Some braziers, looks kind of fancy, and a path.
I want to check for traps, essentially, along the path. If this guy, whomever set up his stuff, expected people to follow him in, maybe he set up something nefarious.
Okay.
That's a smart idea.
Roll it.
I will be the back.
Very smart.
Investigation?
Mhm.
9. All that dust got in my eyes. I'm not doing too good.
I mean, you know, it's a little spooky, but everything should be okay.
Okay.
Is it me, or
Uh,
does that plank look like it falls into the abyss?
Well, it just got really dark, guys.
Oh yeah, because you guys are underground.
That
And of
makes
course,
sense.
there's going to be some, should be some sick audio playing right now.
Yes, yes, it is.
Not.
Is it possible to grab one of these torches off the wall?
They're pretty fucking firmly on there. You could try.
I will
Okay.
cast light on my shield.
Okay.
The shield hangs on my back most of the time, so it's not like out in front, but we'll have some light around us.
All right.
We can always just pull out another torch if we want
Yeah.
another torch.
You
That was
could,
gonna be my next
you could
question,
touch my
because-
cloak and have it glow light.
Sure, I'll go ahead and cast light on his cloak as well.
You can only, it's concentration, isn't it?
No, it's not.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's right. I'm fucking thinking Pathfinder.
That sucks.
So yeah, it lasts for an hour, so I have to recast it, but it is a cantrip and non-concentration.
Yeah, no, we're not gonna worry about that much, really. We'll just assume everyone has a torch on or a light or something like that. So.
Dim light to me is normal light, so I'd prefer everything be dim light.
My human eyes appreciate the light source.
Yeah.
I don't have dark vision or anything like that, so I can.
I don't think any of us do.
So there's a
I
door with
have-
a lion's
I have
head
dark
on it.
vision 120 feet.
Well,
In
I
front
meant
of you.
the rest of us.
Oh, okay.
Okay. The bird heads on the side are kind of ominous, not gonna lie.
A little bit.
Their eyes move a little bit as you wander.
Oh, that's even worse.
How I don't know if I would know anything about mines. Do guys do mines usually have the eye following statues? That seems more like a
That's more like a temple, really.
Aren't you
dwarven
a
mines-
archaeologist or whatever you call it?
yeah. I don't
do know about
specialize
that.
in mining operations, which is why I'm saying this is unusual.
You hear a voice echo. May the worthy enter. And the door.
Seriously, what the heck kind of mine
opens.
is this?
This is not a dwarven mine. That's weird, even for a dwarven mine.
Nope, that's weird.
Well, if anything, this gives me more confidence this might be the right place.
Onward
Well,
then, I guess.
Tally ho.
Were there, do we have like what we assume to be, I guess, the other party's tracks in the dust and stuff as we were coming through?
I think
We didn't
Signs
see
that
anything
someone's
of
been
her.
through here.
I think I see him up ahead.
There is a dead body in front of you.
I wouldn't touch him.
Oh, there he is.
Can I,
There is a strange wand and a small set of notebooks.
I want to investigate the body and look for a cause of death.
Roll it.
I just wouldn't move him or touch him. We don't know what really
It's a
killed him.
19.
His skin is white and pallor. It's almost like he died from fright.
Okay.
I mean, here I can just if we want the notes, I can just mage hand them over. I did get my gear.
You
Sure,
know, I'm
just
not
do so
exactly
carefully.
the brightest bird in the nest, but if anything, I'm gonna point hands at that weird painting.
Yeah, I just noticed that.
It is green film, but it looks kind of like the surface of water.
If we're agreed, I'm gonna get the notes over. Maybe might want to step
Go
back a
ahead
bit
and
just
do
in
that.
case. I'm going to use the wand and have it cast Mage Hand and grab. Do we want the wand too, or just the?
The wand might be useful.
I would like.
We'll
to
do
have
that second.
I would like to have a look at it.
I'll bring over the notes first with my invisible hand.
Most of the notes are kind of in code, but you can tell. But you can kind of tell that he's about it's. The initial entries are about like his entry into the. He heard a rumor about a powerful set of magic items hidden inside, particularly that would be notable towards a caster. And so he came in exploration for it. And I don't know if I can give you a floating disc, my guy.
What? Who's
can't-
asking for a floating disc?
Sagana to Tyrandol. I can't think of anything that would work for your purposes.
Yeah. I just want to have a floating disc so we can put this body on it so that we can take him out later. I don't
Oh,
leave
you're
him
going to
here.
use Tensor's floating disc?
Yeah.
We'll just have to mind game that, I think.
Okay.
I mean, I could like use like a
Do
shitty
anything.
unit and prop it or whatever, but it wouldn't be very easy. Oh,
Alright,
actually,
who
I mean,
wanted
if
the
you're willing to
wand?
well, you're not going to control it, so never mind.
No, we just want to check it out and see if we can figure out if it'll be useful.
It'll take me an hour to cast Identify. So if you want to wait that long, I say we just go ahead for now, though.
I mean, you could just hold on to it.
Yeah, hold on
Yeah.
to it. We'll check it out
For now.
later.
Yeah,
I'm gonna send it out again and bring that back and give it to.
Okay,
Yeah,
you have
I'll have
you have
the-
an
Who wanted it?
unusual wand to like structure. It's not like made of a classical wand. It's made of like a wood kind of crystal, and it has some kind of strange hooking at the bottom, as if it's meant to be attached to a base of some kind.
It's like a
Like a
like a
lever?
lamppost. I don't know why I thought that. Anyways, I probably
What
can't
about
move the
the-
body with this, so I guess step over it. It looks like he fell away from that the thing on the wall. So don't look at it. I don't know.
does
Can
it look?
I take a is there like any kind of just loose rocks around that I can pick up?
Yeah, a couple pebbles.
Can I take a rock and chuck it just like not hitting the painting? I want to chuck it past the painting onto the opposite wall where like all the spikes are at. Just to see
A
if
hand
there's
comes out of the
anything-
opposite wall, grabs the rock, and juts it inside.
Uh-huh.
Can you repeat that? I heard.
A hand jutted from the opposite wall, grabbed it, and like grabbed and like pulled it inside.
Aha.
Well, I mean, we could all go real fast and sacrifice the dead body because it's dead. We just put it up.
Now this is the opposite wall of the wall you're kind of facing, not the not like the painting. That's what I'm saying. Like the wall next to the spikes.
The other
Yeah.
wall.
Yeah.
That's the one that I was meaning.
All the walls are messed up. That's great.
Yep, that one.
You were warned that this place is very unfriendly.
Hey, I have a question about that book. What does it have on it? Did I see anything?
Which book?
The notes I brought back, I believe.
It just has some occasional sketchings about. It's just basically a small journal about this guy.
I'm a pretty quick reader. While they're kind of exploring things, and I'm wondering what that lever on the right is doing, I'll be reading this journal real fast. Just to get an idea of how
Over on the right.
The wand.
No, the fire. It's
Oh, the
we're not
torch.
going to pull that down. I bet it's a lever.
Oh, you mean
I mean,
the big old
Feel free.
torch? I guess so. Yeah.
It pulls down. The painting turns blue.
Yeah, I'm a genius.
I will throw another rock before moving. Just
I mean, the other wall's still unfriendly.
It's now a matter of if the painting is now or not.
yeah, I'm throwing
I
the
mean-
rock at the painting, like seeing what happens.
Oh, it went through the painting.
Uh-huh.
A second later, you heard a rock falling in the distance.
Okay,
I guess this
so
goes somewhere.
Well,
Can
Might be
we-
true.
this is going to be very disrespectful to this man, but we don't know him, so it doesn't really matter. I'm going to go over and pick him up, and I'm going to put his arm through the painting and then take it back out.
Okay. Nothing seems to
Just-
seem to have happened. He seems fine.
Okay.
I mean, except the whole dead part.
Well, it looks like us going through the painting won't like rip our skin off or anything like that.
well, I am not with skin, so I guess I'll go through first.
While you have him picked up, would you mind putting him on my floating disc here?
Okay, give me
Technically,
one
I
second.
don't have skin either, so
Sure.
Let's see.
Nope, wrong. I have not gone through the painting yet.
Oh, I thought you did.
No, I was standing next to it, getting ready
Oh.
to, waiting for
whatever.
them to.
You
Well,
have.
whenever you
correct.
do go
Yeah.
through, you're good.
Yeah. So yeah, I will. Once everybody is ready and prepared, John will step through the painting.
Okay, so we have the wand thingy and we have the notes.
Yep.
Can I pat
for my
the
own
guy
sanity,
down
I'm not going to
see-
remove those, so that way I don't have to re-add them
Okay.
back when I share this. So
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. Can I pat the guy down and see if he has anything else on him that didn't just fall out on for us to see?
investigation.
I'm gonna use-
hey, John. I'm not like shouting, but I'm like sort of calling out. Did you make
well,
it?
my D20 ran away.
Can I stick my head through the painting?
Natural one.
You do.
I stick my head through the painting. Like it seems fine
The,
for
the
now.
one,
All
so
right.
the one
I will
roll
join
that
him.
actually stayed on the map is the one that I'll use because the other one just fell off.
You still got a nat one.
Okay.
Yep, there
Does
is a
it
base
show up
down there,
anywhere
so the
then?
rolls
'Cause
check out.
It's
didn't
because
see
of the
it.
fog setting. They're actually down there.
Oh,
there's actually a
I
solid
just
base
thought
at
it
the
fell off
bottom.
the map. Okay. So
So
naturally.
yes, I'm gonna have to clean that up after all your dice. So I mean, you can roll in here. I'm not gonna say no. Just make sure you clean up your dice when you do it, and please make sure you roll it in such a way where, like, if you have to roll it up there or something, or just make sure you don't miss it, because that way you
I'm
don't have to
following
fuck with the
John.
settings to get to it.
Yeah, I'll
Through the
follow
paint.
through
Pull
as
his
well.
head out and step back as you come through.
All right, everyone can just go ahead and drag their minis over here.
Ugh.
Really? Gonna do this to me, game?
Whoa.
Seriously? Oh, it's fucking flying characters. I do it. I knew there was fucking something weird about it.
That's weird.
Flying characters are fucking weird about walls. Okay. Oh, by the way, there is writing on the wall, literally, that says to the left of the path is a cauldron and a price to be paid for an easy exit of this game. That is, to the left of the path there is a cauldron for a price to be paid for an easy exit of this game.
On the
Okay.
left? So the one that's
I will
by
assume that's the
itself?
leftmost path relative to this this painting.
Mhm.
These scribblings.
Yes. And in case you guys did not get the message that I put in the general, just to make it absolutely hilariously, potently fucking clear, there are things in this dungeon that can literally just kill you. Okay?
Yup.
It is a puzzle dungeon. The dangers you face are almost no enemies. The dangers you face are almost entirely through puzzles, riddles, traps, and hazards. So I
Well,
took
I
great
don't.
inspiration from the old AD&D days, as in shit will fucking murder you. So take all precautions you might want to. Of course, I'm not gonna fucking demand that you mention, oh, I check for traps here, here, here. You know what I mean? Just be reasonable with it. You know.
Yup.
Well, I look to the group and say I don't think we should take the easy way out if it's got a bigger price to be paid. I think I'm confident in all of you.
I mean, generally, when that option comes up, it's because the other things is real bad. So
I agree with that.
that's more of an emergency exit than hey, let's just go through the. Because like I think we can still go out the regular way right now. Oh, I say regular. Teleporty paintings aren't usually regular, but you know, it's a state of mind.
I do agree with your assessment
What
that
painting? It's gone.
okay.
It shrunk down.
Can't believe you've done this, I say to the wall where the painting was. Despite the fact that I totally can believe that they've done this. Anyway, well, seeing as things is how they is, left side is for when things is real bad, so on and so forth. There's two.
By the way, this place is really fucking big. I fully expect this to take at least a couple sessions to get through. By the way, so don't feel like too worried about it.
There are a few separate paths.
Yep.
Wait, okay, so this path is the one we don't want to go down.
Well, I mean, even if we went down, presumably there'd be like a cauldron at the end, based on, assuming the wall's telling the truth.
Yes, assuming that we can go there, check it out, and not interact with the cauldron.
As they're saying this, I want to see if I can't find any edges in the floor that might indicate or not even just the floor. I want to see if any walls might come up just to kind of lock us in to a path we choose.
Does the wall writing say any more aside from emergency exit, or is
Nope.
that just the? All right.
Actually, your passive perception is pretty fucking high. You notice part of the wall, there's slight marks, kind of like, in groups of 5, kind of like marking dates, and there's a lot of them.
Someone else has been down here.
Well, we.
I gesture in the
we haven't
general
been here
direction
yet.
of the dead body.
No,
Actually, I don't know where the dead body is. I
that body
gesture at
didn't
where the
get this
painting was.
far.
Well, yes, but like obviously someone's been through here because someone's dead.
Did that journal explain any more past what we've already seen?
As far as I know, it just said it was like, hey, there's some stuff that's good for mages in here, or something along those lines.
Because maybe he He looked pretty
He
pale.
found the object that you have now, and he thought it was a key to a puzzle.
Yeah, I assumed he escaped and died of fright on the way out, not that he got here and died.
Yeah,
'cause
I was just gonna say maybe he did that after he fell through the painting. Got trying to leave.
In which case, whatever is at the end of this place is just gonna loop back to that painting, probably.
that is my assumption as well, that it all...
Oh, by the way,
Or maybe he made it to the end because we don't have a painting anymore.
You were saying, Tarandal?
my tensor floating disc can hold up to 500 pounds. So if we need,
Mhm.
we have a body here we can use as a ragdoll. I'm completely okay with that. And if we need, you non-flyers can kind of get on top of it.
There is a
Long
ceiling,
as
by the way, Mr. Flying People. So
Yeah, but
don't think you have any. If you have any shenanigans.
I go around the dungeon.
The shenanigans is people are not having to be on the floor, and
Yeah.
I can fly 10 feet.
That would be useful, yes. For now, we should probably pick a direction.
My vote is the left path, or the middle path, I suppose.
Yeah, I don't want to do
Yeah.
the one that like has us make a sacrifice just to go easy.
Yeah. There's
No, that's
not
to leave.
any indication for which of the two paths to take from this point. So it's just
There's three paths. There's one to the far
Well,
left, one in the middle, and
yeah.
one on the right.
disregarding this path here.
Yep.
There's nothing to tell us which path to go down.
My intuition is saying the left path.
Sure.
I don't
don't
suppose
see
there's
anything else.
there's like a signpost or
No.
like more writings. No, all right.
No.
Not that I see.
All right. Let me reveal some more of the dungeon.
Secrets.
Freaking
I see a
Dungeon
spike trap on the
designers.
right one.
It is yeah, it's jutting out. You can see it down the hallway.
Well, that's too obvious. So that itself is probably. Anyways,
And you notice the further you go in, the less torches there are. Would anyone like to make me an Arcana check?
Yeah.
Sure.
Or religion, your choice.
Sure, I'll go ahead with
I got a
religion.
nat 20.
I got a
Ooh,
26.
William. Okay. You get the sense whenever you stare at a flame, when you looked inside of it for a second, you kind of saw a person inside burning. Every single torch is a soul trapped inside this labyrinth.
Ooh, dirty 20 on religion.
You'll know the same thing. DC's 18,
Okay,
so.
nothing different.
Yep.
Wow.
So every single torch you see someone has died in here to literally light your way.
Hey.
There's not a crystal in there, is there? Like a soul gem?
No.
Okay.
Mr. Wizard.
Hey, I'm
Not gonna
going
make
off
it
the
that
i-
easy on you.
I'm going off the idea that I had a past life, that I was a level 20 wizard in my past life.
Fair.
So I know things.
You know things. Alright, what do you guys do?
I'm just gonna let the group know that these torches are a little more there's more to them than we know, and if it's any indicator, maybe it's maybe it's to say if the path is more dangerous or not. Maybe a torch is placed wherever people have died. Although
That makes no sense.
no,
Yeah.
doesn't really make sense. I'm just thinking out loud.
Well, the more torches there are, the more people have died in that area. So
That
the
is...
brighter it is, the more dangerous it is.
I don't know if you
That-
can go by that logic.
It's a fair assumption, but we don't know if it's a true assumption.
Well, it's something to work off of. I don't think we have any other option.
There was one
thoughts?
torch in the emergency room, and that torch wasn't lit. So that leads me to believe these torches are already a predetermined set here. The worst case scenario is there's a ritual going on, and once all of the torches are lit, enough souls have being gathered and something happens.
Oh.
But-
Oh.
Did
Ah,
The chicken? Yeah.
that was a goose?
That was a goose.
Was
The
it?
goose is
They,
loose.
they look the same to me. Just
Oh,
like
no.
trolls and orcs look the same to me.
I thought I just saw like an asset I wasn't supposed to, and then that bitch just ran down the hall.
I'm assuming we just saw a goose run out of a room honking down the hall and
Yes.
disappear.
Yes, you did.
I'm gonna go back to my previous thought of I'm still fucking dreaming.
That's not a horrible... I kind of want to see where the goose came from.
Well, the doorway's right here. I don't suppose this one's marked. I'd say doorway. There's not really a door or a way. It's just
not like another way to go down.
Yeah.
I'm down for
Very small.
seeing where it came from.
Yes, I'd rather see where it came from because it came out alive than seeing where it's going.
It was flying, basically, by the way.
I didn't see it. Where did y'all see it?
It like just zipped on down. It went right around the corner, down the hallway.
Yeah, it came out here and then went down that way.
Ah,
Worst case scenario is that was an
all right.
illusion.
Who wants to go down then?
I will.
But whatever we
tracking
do, we
along
should
the
probably
path
go
to
as a
see where it
group.
came
So
from. Yeah. Are we?
Click. You hear a click, John.
As he was saying, do we have anyone that can check for traps reliably?
Yeah, I can.
You are on a pressure plate.
Do you think you can disarm this for me?
I can try.
hold on, I got the thing.
About the thieves' tools?
Let me see.
Gives double proficiency bonus.
Yep.
Let me take a look at this.
I bet you're very fucking glad you took those.
Does this look like one of those things? Do I think I can turn the thing off even though he's on it?
Roll an investigation.
Some,
Let's see.
Can I help him with that?
Yep. So you may roll
I
an
would like
advantage.
All right, cool.
I
Where's
don't know if he just stepped on a bomb or not.
Yeah, right. I feel like I stepped on a landmine.
Just don't move.
22.
You're not sure what's going on. You hear a very subtle ticking sound. Tick, tick, as if something is winding back.
The
longer he's on this, the more power is going to happen whenever he steps off.
All right, well, it's
jump
gonna
off
get
and
worse.
duck?
So I dive off?
Wait, no, I could probably
Acrobatics.
No, I'm asking the group. Like,
Oh,
do
okay.
I dive off?
Well, if you're gonna dive off, you do it quick. Otherwise, I'm gonna try and
Clear some
whatever's
space.
going on.
Yeah, let's just get out. Let's move back to the start of the hallway.
We shuffle backwards.
Run.
Acrobatics, John.
Yep, and yep.
Hiya.
18.
All right, people.
You
let's move.
jump off and nothing happens. You hear some kind of sounds like grinding of rust. Sounds like that trap was jammed.
That sounds like a ticking time bomb now.
Yeah.
All right. I'll go ahead and.
The
start
stone
heading down
cracks.
now. Yikes.
In my experience, is this the it's broken kind of noise, or the it's going to go off?
Yeah, that thing is
randomly
turbo
later
fucked.
kind of? All right.
So then, with that being said, if the stone cracked, can I actually remove pieces of the stone? I want to find out what the trap could have potentially done. There might be more of it in the dungeon.
Okay.
Does anyone have charcoal?
No.
Probably.
So if so, we can mark what we have discovered as a trap.
What do I have?
I have two 1 ounce bottles of ink.
That'll do.
That would work as well.
I also have a little bag of sand if you want to try and activate things.
Anyways, this one specifically is busted, but I
Yeah,
can't say
there
the
is
same
a
for,
shattered scythe. So it's using
Uh,
some kind of stored spring motion.
And
That
oh,
sounds horrible.
would the scythe would have come out of the wall,
Out of the base, yeah.
out of the base of it? Okay, well, good to know.
The classic swingy sharp object. Yes.
All right.
In fact, you
Well,
see a very thin line of string going underneath the tile. You think you might be able to find other traps if you pull on the string.
Hey, John.
Yes.
Your deity is one of death, and this place has souls and scythes, which are representations of death.
I pulled a string.
Did
Yeah.
your deity have anything to do with this?
I can check my book.
Wait. I pulled a string with a mage hand.
You
I
hear a
will
clatter down the hall.
While he's doing that, I'm going to take a look at my book and see if it says anything, because still don't know who my god is.
A clatter sounding like something went off, I assume?
Yep, in the distance.
Alright.
okay. Well,
Well,
Your book mentions this place is profane. Its exact words.
My god does not like this place.
it would be too easy
Tell you
if
the
pulling this
truth, I
set
don't
off
either,
all the
so I think he's
traps.
got a good mind to him.
yeah. I mean, I can go first and keep an eye to the ground, check
I
for
can-
traps.
And second line reveals, I cannot reach, for it is beyond the shield.
Yeah, I'm John's gonna leave it as my god doesn't like this place.
And let me DM you that exact verbiage.
Yes.
Hey, Valitsu,
Mm-hmm.
would you do me a favor?
What you need?
Can you fly up on the ceiling and press on the top of the ceilings every once in a while?
I mean, I could probably just jump up and do it.
You also have an literal owl familiar you could do that with, but you know, if you want to rescue your friend's life.
I would rather risk my friend's life.
Spoken like a true wizard.
At that point, friend is a very loose term.
You're right.
Alright, so what you guys do?
I mean, I'll do that right now. Just jump up, press up on the ceiling, and then push myself back down.
Nothing
No really
happens.
flying needed. Okay. So are we just done with this offshoot, or are we continuing down the hall?
We continue on, I assume.
I want to
Just,
see what the offshoot has.
Yep, checking for traps more thoroughly.
Do you want to do it, or shall
I'll take my glaive out and just kind of lap the ground in where the pressure plate was to see if I can press it down again.
It's broken as fuck, so no.
Okay. Well, if you guys want to follow me, I'll keep going, and I'll,
Yep,
like
I
a
will be
blind
right
man
behind you.
trying to walk, just slap the ground and the walls.
I don't know if
with
that's
the butt of my
necessary.
glaive.
I could certainly keep an eye out for the traps.
We should all keep an eye out for the traps.
Well, I have the physical ability to check. Y'all can look.
I have the ability.
Wouldn't you want to
stumble
send the
on-
person who's heavily perceptive, like, I don't know, Fulvus first?
That's a good point.
That's up to
I won't
Considering he
follow
also
this
has
to
the
have a
kit,
good
which is
time.
specifically used to disarm traps.
I want Flawless to have a good time and be where he wants to be. So DM, get off his back.
Elvis, what would you like to do?
If you're volunteering to like put your face on the ground and like I feel like I'm supposed to look out for the stuff that goes off. I think I advertised myself as being able to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll just be up here.
So if you see anything particularly suspicious, you may remark upon it. You see a dead body wrapped in a green cloak.
That's suspicious.
Ah,
That's
Well, there you go.
Add him to the pile
talk
with the other
about
one.
suspicious.
No, I don't touch it yet. Any obvious wounds? I guess there's a cloak. You can't really see.
You take like a stick and kind of move the cloak around, I take it?
I just mage hand it from even farther away.
His skin
I
is
must have
white
used this
and
mage
pale. Almost like he's emaciated.
hand. Kind of like or not like the first guy.
More severe.
Hmm.
It was the
What?
curse.
Any obvious things on the wall or the floor nearby?
Hey, William, how long has this body been here?
I was just about to say,
Let me
I'd like
let
to
me roll a second.
investigate, if that's all right.
You don't see anything along the wall. It seemed like he could have just chose this corner to die in, pretty much.
Okay.
Can I see how long he's been down here for?
He's been down here for a long fucking time. He's almost like preserved.
He ancient body. He's not like old times, but like he's been down here for too long.
Yeah.
It's
Not like
almost
the
like
other
his
one.
body's been dripped in preservative.
Whoa.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
Well,
he's been
there's the
fossilized.
hallway that keeps going, and this. Is there any signs
now
of
have
that one
3
trap that went
directions to
off
go.
that I heard earlier?
No. He looks like he's holding something in his hands, and his cloak looks rather interesting.
yeah. I was gonna say I wanted to go through his stuff while we have him on the
Yeah.
floating disc. See if he's got any interesting items that could reveal more information about this place.
It would be nice if we were to get a storm going before we went in here. Because
Yeah,
we have that storm thing that reveals hidden objects.
I tell you what, you did take a couple days to travel, so we can see if you actually did encounter any weather. So roll me a d20. 10 or above, you get a storm and you have it powered.
If you get a natural 20, we were in the middle of a hurricane.
Natural 20.
Here I am. Yeah.
So
Hold on a
natural
second.
20. Just a reminder for everyone, it was this item.
Okay, so I apologize. What were you looking at?
I was just gonna see if I couldn't go through his stuff, see
Yep.
what he was willing
He's
about.
got a really nice dagger. It looks really well made. He's also got a pretty good green cloak. And as you pick it up, it seems to slightly like it falls, and it's surprisingly long considering how short it was on him. It's kind of weird. And he also has a kind of unusual purple stick.
These are
I like things that are purple and sticky.
well. I mean, do we
Wrong
want to just?
adjective.
It's not like he's gonna be using this stuff anymore, so
So
I'll
a
just,
resizing cloak in a sticky purple.
yeah.
I'll try the cloak on, just to see if it
Uh,
even fits me.
Are you sure about that, William?
Well, I don't think it's cursed or anything. Do you think it's
Very well.
cursed?
I have no idea. I don't have
Let's
the
ask
ability
the
to know.
wizard.
Well, he needs an hour,
That
so
would take me an hour.
Okay, so I got these pockets of endlessness. I'm just gonna roll everything up and toss it in there and make note of it. We can go over it all later.
I'm very sorry for interrupting, but I just looked at John's mini. Your calves are insane.
I know, right?
My man's been working out.
Dude does not skip leg day, even
That's
though he's
not
got no
muscle.
muscle.
That's pure bone.
That is indeed.
He's been drinking his calcium.
All right, so we got a fancy
So,
dagger.
Okay.
By the way, guys,
Um,
that stone over there on the wall looks really weird. Does someone go
Mm,
and press
well.
it?
by the way,
Uh,
this green cloak, if you didn't know about it, you would say it was made by elves.
Oh, it does have really fancy stitch work.
I mean, if you wish to try it on, go right ahead.
Is this like is he just a short human or is he like a
He's a fucking
halfling?
halfling. Yep.
A little halfling, huh? And what about the purple stick? Does it even look? Is it like a quarterstaff or is it just like a wand looking thing?
It's longer than a wand.
Is it a
Longer than a
staff?
wand.
Like a
It's not
sling
quite a staff. It does have a button on it though.
Is it a rod?
Kind of.
Like a rod?
It's about the size of a rod. It has a button on it though. So.
Well, I'm inquisitive. I'm gonna press the button.
It grows to a quarterstaff.
Oh,
Ooh.
I touched the button again.
It grows to a 10-foot pole.
Oh, it's still going, huh?
Mm-hmm.
It just keeps going.
I'm gonna point
I
it
guess
so that
it's a
like no
grower,
one gets
not a show.
crushed by the ever-growing pole, but I'm gonna hit it once more.
It retracts
Walking
Oh,
cane.
okay.
all the way.
Good.
It's a traveler's walking cane.
And you get the sense
Purple
that it's
pole.
magical. Hint, hint.
It grows in size.
It acts like a +1 quarterstaff.
Well, I'm gonna hold it out to our monk and say a retractable staff. It would seem it might be more up your alley. Would you like to hold on to it?
I mean, if nothing else, one more thing to go poking at the ground with, and the ceiling,
Alright.
and the walls.
I'll hand it off, and you can treasure
think-
it.
Honestly,
I
being
think
an
that's
adventurer is a
easy.
massive pain in the ass. Imagine how tedious it is to go through a fucking dungeon.
We'll be a
Right.
little bit quicker because no one's actually talking what they're doing. They were just doing it.
Oh, fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I see something unusual I want to investigate.
All right. What point it out? What is it?
Okay, so go to where my character is, and to his right wing, that opening.
Ah,
Do you see the stone right there? Looks kind of odd.
I do.
Different colored.
I do indeed.
Does someone want to investigate that? I don't want to go there, but it looks odd.
Oh, I think I
Fulvis,
see
would
it.
you like to look at the different colored stone?
I mean, you called it out. Why don't you just? I'm gonna go poke it with the long
I
stick.
don't want to die.
I'm gonna poke it with the long stick from over here.
And before Dark Souls wall.
It makes a slightly different twang.
You think it says crawl space? Maybe you should try to dig out the stone.
Yeah, doesn't really work on worked stonework. Believe me, I've tried. This is more for like the ground as opposed to
The grout around it. See if there's an opening in the grout around the stone.
We do have a dagger we could use.
I feel like trying to dig out the. I'm gonna.
I
take a
will
look
say
around
that for
the,
you
what's
guys,
called,
it
and-
looks the same. That is a fault of the way TALESPIRE works. So,
Right. So nothing there.
pretty much, yeah. Sorry.
Well, pick a direction and
Yeah, this is a
Yeah,
wall, guys.
We now have 3
Oh,
different.
let me make a.
directions to
By the way,
go.
let me
We
make a
have-
small correction on the map. I see this is like slightly fucked up, so just making this so you can actually fucking go that way if you want to. Oh shit, that's fucked up. Damn it, some bitch. There it goes.
Are there any like feather, like I don't know, goose feathers on the ground
Or
on
goose
one path or the other? Because we saw a goose fly out here. Maybe we wanted to go. We wanted to follow it, right?
I
No goose
choose to
feathers.
believe- I choose to believe it was an illusion.
Okay.
All right. So 3 possible directions to go. 2 in here and 1 in that main hallway. Do we keep exploring back here?
Rule of 3. Always take to the left path in a labyrinth.
I thought it was the right.
Theoretically, the paths that are most right should lead back to the hallway we were just at.
Theoretically.
That's
So what?
if-
Through the way and then to the left. Are we in agreement?
All right,
Sure.
to the left.
Alright, off we go.
We'll go left then.
I was about to say, well, this direction isn't the right one. It's just void.
You see 3 torches on the left wall. The center one is not lit.
Any writings on any of the walls?
Nope.
All right. Well, is this a light all the torches or not light all the torches scenario? Anyone got any
The
thoughts?
torches hold the souls of the dead, so
Yeah,
Well-
take a peek at the torches, see if they're real torches or soul torches.
Yeah, I could do that. Do these look like regular torches, or are they?
They look like, well, the 2 on the side look like weird torches, but the center one looks normal.
Weird, like, we have the souls of the damned in here. Weird.
Mm-hmm.
The middle torch looks like it's normal, but I don't know if that's because it doesn't have a soul in it.
Well, I don't really know how to extinguish a soul torch, so the implication is to light the middle one?
That I can hit it with my flint and tinder, see if it does anything.
Well, hold on. Are we really even being impeded by anything right now? Could we just keep going?
I'm assuming we could, but we don't know what would. We don't know what would happen if we light it, and we also don't know what would happen if we don't.
Well, I mean, right now we're alive, and if we change something, we could be unalive.
Yeah, but if we don't change something, we could also be not alive. That's kind of how these things
I'm
work.
Well, if we don't change something, we could just keep on going.
I'm
Yeah.
going to like wave my torch outside of this door frame, taking a step back just to see if anything happens.
You hear a whisper. Can't tell what it says, though.
Ooh,
I wanna
okay.
make sure this room doesn't have any like poison dart
Guys,
holes in the
I
walls.
don't think we're alone anymore.
I don't believe we were alone the entire time.
Well, I say that because I just heard someone whispering.
I'm never alone.
That is ominous.
Well, let's just keep an eye out then.
Maybe
Make sure
we
this
don't
room
go
isn't
this
booby
way.
trapped before we do anything.
You hear a child humming down the hall.
Oh, not the children again.
Man, there is a theme with whoever keeps building these sort of places and small children. Let me tell you, in my line of work,
Well,
So
I'm
we
gonna start
continue-
feeling the wall out for any like traps that might kill us if we fuck with these torches.
Investigation.
I'm highly suspicious.
I'll join in with him and look at the other one.
All right. Well, I got an 18. I don't know if you're making your own roll.
I got a 21.
Nice.
You notice there's some kind of like groove at the base of the, like at the middle of the handle of the torch, and it looks like fingers, as if it's like kind of like a grip.
Uh-huh.
Maybe it's a lever.
Pull it.
Maybe we're supposed to take it.
I will see if it comes. Step back, everyone. I will attempt this, and I'll put my hand around it and see if I can lift it out.
You lift it, and it moves.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Ooh.
So
Okay, so not a light it puzzle.
What's that
And I've
supposed to happen?
disappeared.
Is the floor
Sorry,
drops
it's
out?
fucking up. My hide volume's fucking up. It's being a bitch.
And suddenly, Val just completely disappears as he falls through the ground.
So,
Okay,
well,
there's the easiest way to do
I
this
have
way.
the torch in my hand. I'm gonna hold it up to one of the other ones if they're still there. See if it'll light it.
Oh wait, what the fuck? Okay, that disappeared too. Hold on. There we go.
I'm back.
Welcome back, Val.
we're no
Ooh,
clipping.
So
tell
yeah,
you
can
guys,
I
the
light
back
the torch
rooms
off of
are
one of the
not
other
cool.
torches?
No.
Okay. That experiment resulted in
Actually, hold on. Yes. You remember that crying child?
yes.
A ghost child screams and runs at you and goes into the lantern.
That was.
You just trapped the soul of a child. Good job.
I was not intending that to happen. I was hoping it would light like a normal torch.
I know a necromancer who would be very proud of you right now. Well, knew of one. He's probably long dead.
Yeah.
Or lived by now.
They
So
don't
do we
usually.
enter the
I
room
guess
that
they.
opened?
So did the stolen soul torch go out, or is it?
No, I took it off the wall and lit it, and the ghost of the child went in as it lit. So I now have the ghost of a child in a torch.
No, like did it transfer out of the original one? Is it still lit?
Yes.
From
Everything is still lit.
Okay, so
It's a new soul came in and lit it.
Hey, touch that flame to one
Hopefully
of the
we didn't
bodies.
need that kid.
I
that's great.
And see if
Well,
you can put the soul of that child into one of these bodies.
That is
this is why people don't like wizards. Uh,
I'm
not
just
going to do that.
curious.
all right, let's. Well, this passage has been kindly opened for us. Let's
might as well go in.
let's
Might
take
as
a
well.
look.
But
check
I
for
saw a
traps
dead
first.
body. I saw a skeleton in the other room, though.
We've seen 2 dead bodies
No,
so
I saw
far.
a skeleton.
We did see the flash of a skeleton as Val was waving his torch in the other room.
That was probably the child.
So you
Well,
see a
there's a
little
ghost.
stately room. It's as if someone once lived here. Everything's covered in a thin layer of dust. But the dust is weird. Almost like it's made of a mix of grease and bone.
Ugh.
So this painting right
Is that a
here on
chest
the
at the
left,
foot of the bed?
I'm pretty sure
That-
that's an NFT.
Yeah, is this a chest at the end of the bed?
Yes.
It's a
It's
trunk.
twice locked.
Yeah, not.
Those are called trunks, not chests. There's a slight difference in them.
What? Yes.
Yeah, they
Hold
usually
on,
have
what about
pink hair.
What about the wardrobe?
I understood that.
It is a locked wardrobe.
Everything
you
is
mean
locked
purple.
in here.
Or even
Well, if you lived in a dungeon, you wouldn't. Like an adventurer's trying to rob you every week, you'd lock your shit too.
Right?
I would
I'm
assume
sure
that
we'll find a key
traps-
somewhere.
what are those emblems on top of the fireplace?
I'm glad you asked. Let's see.
There was a shield there. It went away.
Yeah, 1 second.
It was the clipping.
There is
Hey,
a
this
sword
one
and
looks like
shield
a
locked
better look.
tight above a fireplace, with an inscription nearby that says, "Forgive me, mother. Forgive me, father. Turn away so that ye might not witness what I must do."
So, mother and father, would that have something to do with
Am
the
I-
paintings of a male and female here?
Yeah, I was about to ask if he read that out loud. Can I pick up these paintings?
I assume you read it out loud. Yeah, you can pick up the paintings. It
Yes,
seems.
yes, I did.
All right, I'm gonna flip the left painting.
Nothing happens.
Someone do the right one.
Yeah,
Well,
I'll go
instead of
flip
moving
the
the,
right
paintings
painting.
themselves, you have these little icons in front of it. Maybe these will do something.
Yeah, we
You
can
mean
do
the
that
things
next.
on the mantle?
Yes. Would one of you care to pull on one?
Sure, I can pull on the one as I'm walking over to the other painting.
Nothing happens.
I'll be right back, y'all.
I vote to use Valatu's pet as a sacrifice to the flame.
He says, "No."
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I will. Well, when Val gets back, I will flip the other painting.
Okay. Well, if he's only been gone for a minute. So what do you guys think so far?
Very
Um,
nice. Creepy.
Is this fireplace also made out of souls?
Yes. Every single source of light in this dungeon. That's not from you.
Does Ray of Frost do anything when I cast Ray of Frost on it?
Nope.
Okay.
These are all supernatural flames.
I could use chill touch. That would do something to them.
Sure, go for it.
Necromantic spell that does double damage to undead.
Well, technically, I don't think they're undead. If anything, they're more like a construct at the moment.
Yeah, that's fair.
Do you
I'm not
chill touch the
opposed.
fire?
What's that?
Do you chill touch the fire?
No.
Okay.
You know, I'm overall not opposed to necromancy. I do abhor the taking of innocent lives, but the art itself can be quite useful. But I've never seen someone trap them in flames like this. That's odd.
I've heard tales of things similar, but not usually flames that the souls are trapped in.
Yeah, typically it's a soul gem used to power artifacts or other items.
Or a coin for bartering in the 9 hells.
Yeah. Can you pan the camera 90 degrees to the right?
This way?
Yes. I'm going to go and look on that shelf of books and
Alright.
investigate the bookshelf, DM.
It's full with unusual children's tales.
Okay, this guy's a creep.
I'll give you some light over here.
But
as
it's like
well.
the Brothers Grimm kind of children's tales. They're pretty fucking kind of
Okay.
brutal, honestly.
What's that feature on the wall to our right further? Yeah, this one. Oh, just no.
Looks
Just
like a root coming through.
yeah.
Fun.
On that vanity, is the door open?
You can see like a wall through the vanity, through the mirror.
I'll poke my clawed hand, a finger on the mirror. Is it solid?
No.
I think we found another escape portal. Well, another portal to this mirror.
I'm assuming nothing is as it seems in this place.
I'm going to summon my owl and have it go through the portal.
Well, when it does, it's well past the distance you can communicate with it.
Okay, so it's past 100 feet.
Yep.
Well, guys, I think I lost my owl.
Oh,
You can gesture for it to come back.
Does it come back?
Yes.
When it was on the other side, could I still see the owl
Yes.
through the mirror? Oh. So it's a clairvoyant spell with a portal spell somehow. Or
just
it's
portal.
just a window. Yeah.
I don't think it actually. I believe you're the only one that would fit through it.
I'm sure the monk could dislocate some of his shoulders and fit through.
No, I'd rather stuff you in there.
Why are you hostile towards me, Foldos?
You are very. Yeah, you know, like, yeah.
You have an air about you.
I'm curious about things, you mean?
In such a way that, like, you know, if you're curious about it, just go look at it.
Oh, I don't want to risk my own life, though.
Yeah, that's the. Anyways,
that is the issue.
If we want to look at any of these boxes, let me know. But also, we should probably give them a look over before, because sometimes they blow up.
Yes. If you are concerned of poison, I would be more than happy to open anything.
I mean there's more than one. I mean it could. I don't know. Something come out of the floor, at the ceiling, something physical. There's a lot of ways they could.
I absolutely understand that. I'm just saying if you see evidence of like poison darts or
Oh, sure,
poison
yeah.
traps.
That is assuming, of course, I can't, you know, break the mechanism.
Absolutely. I have full faith in you.
That said, if we don't want to open anything, that also works because uh, kind of an odd place for a bedroom.
Go right ahead. We can open it and see if there's anything worthwhile in there.
Remember the clairvoyance spell from Skyrim? How it would lead you on
Yeah.
your path.
Yeah, right?
Is there such a thing in 5e D&D?
I mean, the gods could tell you if you're like a cleric.
There's a spell that I think points you in the right direction. I think that's a cleric spell. Let me
Yeah, but
locate
unfortunately
find the
that ignores walls.
Yeah. I mean, there's locate item for like druids and rangers.
Speaking
but
of,
There's
you feel
a
Tyrandol, and you can make me a Constitution save or an Intelligence save, your choice.
Natural one.
oof.
You fall to your knees and start gasping as you feel someone trying to look at you and crush you from a distance. It's like someone is trying to peer into you. Someone is attempting to scry you, and the magic is stopping them, but it's also taking quite a physical toll on you.
Are you all right,
Just
Terendal?
I'm gonna look at
It's
the
like you have a
floor and the
tightness in your
ceiling.
chest, but you're able to breathe. It's just uncomfortable.
You'll see him clutching the the stone piece from the safe house.
Cry amulet.
Yeah, you see him clutching that, but he's not going to take it off.
Is it glowing or anything?
Yeah, a little bit.
No. I gesture.
Oh, by the way, so the book that you have, Tyrandol, it's seemingly kind of like made of bone and skin or some kind of material. It has very fine, like it's very, very fine work. And as you had studied it, you notice that there are on the front and back there are 4 gems embedded like into each corner of the side of the book.
Do the gems come out any?
No, they're steadfast.
Which book is this?
This is your spell tome you found.
The Necromancer's Tome.
The notes, the journals, or the other one? The Maleficent.
Yep.
Okay, interesting. Is the unpleasant feeling of being scryed over with yet?
Yep. They tried for a good minute or so.
I'll ask everyone else. Why am I the one getting scryed?
Have you angered someone recently?
Maybe Fulvus.
The Fulvus is right here, though.
Hi. I can't do magic. Or maybe I can, but I don't know. I mean, I did put a doorknob in the wall, like a while ago, but I don't usually do that.
You weren't the one that made the deal with that lich thing, right?
Not that I know of. I mean, I'm told I know a guy. I don't
No.
remember knowing him.
No, but when we were at the well, he had to make a deal, and he like did something to one of you. I forget who it was specifically. It's been a
No,
minute.
we
The
I
boatman
think
took my breath.
So maybe it's the boatman.
somehow I feel like he's not really interested in what's going on outside of that initial interaction.
Shit, y'all are still in here?
Yeah, we're
Sorry,
still
I'm
here,
back.
waiting on you.
Hmm.
Anyways, I'm gonna get a look at the trunk and examine it for stuff.
Okay. When you flip the other painting, the sword and shield noticeably become loose.
Right. So you go ahead and check the trunk and
Yeah, I'm looking over the trunk. What's the make and model? Looking for mechanisms and stuff as well.
Okay.
Doing the adventure look over.
Gotcha. You notice that you would be easily able to unlock this, although you notice that there is the teeniest tiny bit of etching you can see from the outside. There's something on the inside, so it's gonna do something whenever you open it.
Hmm. Is this a mechanical type thing or a
It's
magical
a
type thing?
sigil.
Hey, anybody who's more versed in magic than I am want to figure out what this does exactly? This thing's magically enhanced in some way, and I can't really figure that out from
I mean, I could certainly take a look. I don't know if
Behold.
the wizard wants to
Well-
see it.
You
Oh,
see
no.
part of a sigil. All you know that it's a sigil. You can't see enough of it to determine a purpose.
Yeah, it's usually things with sigils have some sort of meaning. Although I would need more information.
All you know is probably whatever it's gonna happen is gonna happen whenever that chest is opened.
Well, I mean, we could either continue to leave the chest alone, or I could unlock it and try and open it from a distance, assuming the lid's not too heavy. Yeah, and those are the two options. There's probably more options that I didn't think of, but those are the two options.
the
So
other option
the-
is check the wardrobe.
No, I meant specifically for this.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm just saying we could also see if we could open up the wardrobe and come back to the trunk.
Yeah, let's do that.
So what happened with the shield and sword on the mantle?
The shield and sword is unlocked now because we flipped the
Oh.
paintings.
Can I get them down? Take a
Mhm.
look at them.
You now have
What
a
are they like?
masterwork shield and short sword,
A
which are basically
masterwork-
non-magical +1.
Who all uses a shield in the party?
Technically, I use you guys as a shield.
So
Huh.
I could hold it. I mean, I don't mind using
I
shields.
know how to use shields and swords. I'm not particularly one to use them, however, but I can.
I mean, if nothing else, you could put them on the. Are we still carrying the pile of dead bodies around?
The two
Well-
bodies, yes.
I don't use short swords, but I do use shields.
2 bodies?
All right.
We have two
So
bodies
the
on the
halfling.
sensor floating disc.
So
Yeah.
they're non-magical +1.
Well, I mean, if we're not interested in them now, we could always just put them on the stack and drag them around for a while. I think it'll.
I'll carry one of the swords, and then John, you wanted
take the
the
shield.
shield, right?
I'll
Go ahead
take the
and
shield,
take
and
that shield.
someone else can use my shield. Even if you're not proficient, it will give you some protection.
I'm proficient. I'll hold on to the regular one.
All right, I'll hand you my regular shield and upgrade.
I'll keep the 2 short swords if anyone doesn't want them in my backpack.
DM,
Mhm.
I want to activate the storm glass and I'm going to shine the light on the mirror.
It is a portal.
So I don't think 5e has a +1 for shield.
It does. Just use the normal +1 shield.
But yeah, it honestly doesn't have one in the inventory management.
You just click on the AC and then just add a.
Okay, yeah, I'll just
If
do
you
that.
go down to show more, there's one available.
Oh, is there? Okay.
Shield.
It's definitely
comma,
a fucking
plus
raw
one.
item, that's for sure.
Yeah, shield, comma, +1 is an item that you can add.
Okay. So I see shield of expression. Maybe it's how the filters I'm
Yeah,
using.
if you hit show more, it'll be a little bit further down.
Okay.
Alright. What are you guys doing now?
Oh, yep, there it is. Thank you.
I'm adventurer examining the wardrobe.
It is Loctite.
Any similar looking sigils and or mechanisms?
Mm-mm.
Huh. Any mechanisms in the locking? I guess I can't really see that from here. Well, if no one's got any objections, I'm gonna see about getting this thing open. I might be able to.
I suggest, yeah, unlocking it and using the pole to open it, if you do.
I mean, mage hand from even farther away.
But could the
If you're
mage
gonna do
hand
that,
use the
let's
pole?
Can you?
That depends on. I guess the pole isn't like 10 meters, so you could extend to 40 meters.
Yeah, I'm gonna step out of the room as well.
Thanks. I'm gonna attempt to unlock the wardrobe.
I'm going underneath the bed. I'm checking underneath the bed.
So I'll step out with the others.
Dex save, Tyrandolf.
I am not responsible for this.
9.
You dodge back as a green hand tries to grab you. It fades into like slithery mist and it retreats back under the bed.
It's haunted.
Oh no, it's just the boogeyman
I'm
that
not
lives under the
surprised.
bed.
There's something underneath there, guys.
Why don't we leave it alone then?
Yeah.
Do you want me to hold off on the wardrobe then?
No, go ahead and open the chest. Let's see what
I'm going
happens.
to lie to the party and say, when I looked, I think I saw an item underneath there. Maybe a key.
I'm in there with him as he did that. Would I have noticed?
Oh yeah.
That's bullshit, and you know it.
You didn't look underneath there. There's a hand that I think is guarding the key. That's my lie.
Well, tell you what.
Inside.
If I can't get this thing open, then we'll see about it, because clearly there's a hand in there.
My deception is a 17.
Alright, roll these tools.
Okay, this is supposed to be dex and proficiency times 2, right? Not dex times 2, just the... So that would be... How do I do a custom in here? I'll just roll a d20 and add the number. So with that, that's going to be 24.
Shoo.
You successfully unlock it.
Okay,
As you unlock it, something inside is pressing against it, and the door and it opens, and out falls a corpse.
Of course, there's skeletons in the closet. Everyone's
talk
got
about a
skeletons
secret.
in the closet.
Yeah. You beat me to it.
As the cleric, I guess I'll go take a look at the skeleton.
in the closet. Oh, it's not in the closet anymore.
It's on the
It's in the
ground.
steamer trunk, yeah.
Now, was this the ward? This was the wardrobe, not the. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my God, he's dead.
So,
Oh
does
my
it look
god,
like
they
he
killed
was
Kenny.
Half eaten.
half eaten?
Oh
And there are
shit.
tiny bite marks all over him.
I think he was devoured by rats.
Anything else in
beetles.
the closet?
I would assume the closet is now standing wide open because
And
the
there
body
are
fell out.
massive claw marks on the closet.
Yeah, I think he was trying
I-
to get out.
I think he was
That's
put in there
too
for
bad.
torture.
Wow. That
Well.
kind of sucks. Well, hey, if the general mood of this business is any indication, the trunk will probably blow up when we open it.
That's kind of the assumption, yes.
So I'm willing to pass on that.
Well, then that makes the only thing left in here the mirror, right?
Yes.
Books over here.
Tyrandal looked at the mirror while you were gone.
Mm-hmm.
It is a portal.
Aha.
Albeit a tiny one.
A very tiny one. One that only Tyrandal could fit through.
Looks like it's your time to shine, buddy.
But yeah, it goes. I mean, we could also just go a different way.
We could. There is the other route we were going earlier.
And then you have the.
You
two
feel
other
something
directions.
caress your right shoulder, John.
I look over my shoulder.
Nothing there.
Uh-huh.
What's up?
Well, I do have one question. These really weird, ominous-looking roots. Are they
Roots?
just roots? Because they look like they've been carved into.
Free check.
Roll it. Nature.
Okay, that's a new. Actually,
I mean, I can do the tree check if no one else wants to.
Yeah, Val's
a
rolling
10.
it. It's just being slow.
Here, I'll roll a tree check.
It is a plant called deathroot.
I rolled a 23.
he knows a little bit more about.
It
Deathroot
grows in
than I do.
abundance where pain, suffering, and death occurs.
Right. So, yeah, what he said. Deathroot. It grows in unpleasant places, where bad stuff happens.
Can we
Like
use it
for
for anything?
example,
It's so
closet
bad
guy.
that it taints, like, it only grows, like, when events are so bad that it literally taints the area around them.
I guess this is more of the. It's like it really likes really bad stuff. So,
We're
if it wasn't already abundantly clear, this place sucks.
Yeah, we are in a cursed area, and I just felt something brush along my shoulder.
Maybe
Well,
it's the
Might be our
thing.
invitation to leave.
we
Maybe it's
could
the
li-
same
Although-
thing underneath the bed. Perhaps we should open it up. Flip over the bed.
No, thank you.
As a question for whoever knew a whole bunch about Deathroot, can we use it for anything? Is it worth taking?
I have. Let's see.
It is valuable, however, the
Yeah.
purposes to which it would be used would be deemed so unethical that having it on your person is pretty much very suspicious.
Uh-huh.
So this is more of the poisoner's kit proficiency than a herbalism kit proficiency.
Or more like it's used in necromancy.
Worse.
Ooh.
Oh my god, tax evasion.
Duration. Fuck.
Funny thing, just out of character, I had an idea where it's like, could we like take whatever liquid is inside of it, put it in a water skin, and use it as a poison later on in the dungeon?
I
think
feel
that
like,
would-
given
but
like
I'm
what
not.
we've been told, it's probably like just trying to gather it is probably risky.
If you
And
don't know what the
then
fuck you're doing, probably, yeah.
like
The,
I'm my
We're
my
just gonna
my
melt
skills
it
are
like
limited
meat.
to
the
like
skin is useful, the bark of it is useful, the whole plant is useful. Also, the sap is very, very poisonous.
So
Venetu
just don't get
Arts
sapped.
Drayolch.
However, there is in some bunches of plants, you can actually get small, tiny lotus flowers out of it, and normally it's concentrated poison. However, alchemists can turn that into a powerful curative agent, and such reagents are very rare, very rare, because it takes a unique set of circumstances for that to occur. No one has of yet figured out what those circumstances are, so no one's able to been actively growing them.
plus you also have to like torture a bunch of people to grow the stuff in the first place, right?
Yes.
So,
It's tantamount to almost a panacea when properly used.
Oh wow.
Hey, Venetu.
In
It's
fact, in fact, the treated concentrated version is a tincture known as the Martyr's Tears.
Hey, that's what we're looking for.
Yeah.
Hey, Val. Can you take the halfling's body and put it through the mirror?
where is that coming from?
Well, if we come across a halfling's body later, we'll know the mirror took us to this location.
That's actually not that horrid of a point.
We could also
Thanks.
just throw a book through it.
Or a marked rock, or anything really.
Tell you
I
what,
really need a person.
Tyrandal, John pulls out his water skin that's empty and has been since day one. Why don't you pour some ink on this in a pattern, and we will throw it through the mirror.
Where is your floating disc with the corpses, by the way, Tyrandal?
It stays within 10 feet of me. It floats and hovers.
The plants are slightly growing towards it.
Oh, neat. I will direct the disc against the wall there.
I'm good. I'm
Slowly
just gonna chill
backs
out
away.
next to this, chill out next to this chest. You can deal with that.
Yeah.
That's bad juju.
So yeah, while I'm standing on the other side of the disc, holding out my empty water skin to Tyrandal.
I will mark it with a elvish symbol that would read that's basically whatever good luck would be.
The roots have the body in its hold, and drag it towards the center.
Alright, I chuck the water skin through the portal.
Oh,
and
the center
walk
of
back
the
to rest
room.
of the group.
The heart of its roots.
Oh, all right. We need to get out.
It's
I
crushing
don't
it,
feel safe in here anymore. I'm
and
leaving.
begins to
Feel free
pulsate
to
like,
follow.
like it's swallowing. And then, at a tip of a root, at the very tip, a white bud slowly emerges and grows until it creates a white flower.
I am resistant to poison, I guess.
I
Would
have
you
a
like
magic
to
hand.
You do have a magic hand, a single one.
The magic hand might crush the flower. You would want it to be pretty intact.
Well,
William, you
I
would
mean,
know that this material is very, 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 very valuable.
Yeah, that part is good.
I think if we're going to harvest any of this, the one that's resistant to poison should be
Yes.
the one doing it.
You
All
will
right.
also know that that William, it was almost in your era, it was practically a capital offense to possess one of these.
Yeah, you mentioned it before how it was kind of a no-go. would I even like if you were to improperly harvest this stuff, would I know if there's any ill effects to like the flower or just us in the doing so?
The flower would become inert, and the person would get like the inner nectar on their hands without it being purified, and they would have a really bad time.
I'm gonna say this is not worth it.
Like their
Very well.
skin would boil off.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't touch that.
However, you have tools to you have tools to extract it,
I do have tools to extract it,
so
but
you could just put it in the glass vial.
I'm gonna.
Come.
I feel
don't
like I'd
have
rather
flesh.
stay in my lane.
Let
Isn't this
John
also
give you a
what we
blessing.
need?
No, we need.
Let John give you a blessing of guidance.
Yeah, I can
You
give
can
you
do
that.
it. I believe in you.
Okay, you really think you
I
want
will. I don't have flesh, and John actually taps the back of his book, and the glamour disappears completely.
it? What would that? You said it would give somebody a rash. What would I know what it might do to bone?
Wouldn't really hurt him, I imagine.
Uh,
It'll give him bonitis.
there are diseases that infect bone, you know.
I am aware, but from what we've been told, this is poison, not disease. So
Yeah. All right, here. You know what? Here are Here's my herbalist kit. Oh, actually, do I even have one? No, I don't.
I have one.
Okay, I thought I
Yeah,
had one.
in fact, your herbalist kit will come with a very special set of 4-foot tongs.
yep.
A healer's kit.
Clearly, whoever this belonged to, which was me apparently, had this possibility in mind.
Yep. I will, even though I am resistant to poison, I will pull on the thick leather gloves that comes with the herbalism kit. Take
There
the
you
tongs.
go. You
Here's
take these. Here's the thing. You put it in here. Here's the stopper. You probably don't need the. You're all bone, right? You probably don't need this mask.
Are you
I don't
holding
breathe.
the jar for him?
No,
No,
I'm handing them to him.
Okay.
Yeah, John's taking them, and he's like, "Nah, I don't need the mask." And
I'll put on the mask
Yeah.
anyway. Step back.
The center of the
I-
bud has a pulsating, not pulsating, but a like a pulsating light of a in the center. It's almost like a jewel,
I
and
cast
it is
guidance on
bright red.
myself.
What?
I am casting guidance on myself.
Yeah, you put it in there safely.
Oh, we
But
got it.
by the
carefully
way,
snip
in
it off
order
the top
to
of it.
the process for refinement is essentially gathering enough of the nectar, putting it into a stone, and then casting cure on the stone, and then you powder that and you put it into a liquid. And then that liquid, after being set so long in like a set in the mood and shit like that, will become the tincture of Martyr's Tears.
Yeah, so I'm not just collecting the flower. I'm also collecting like some of the root and basically all the bits I can get
Gotcha.
safely.
Oh, by the way, the Martyr's Tear is a healing tincture, known to be strong enough to wake the dead.
We should give that to Bone Man. Maybe he'll then won't be a dick.
I don't think he would appreciate that. I think he would take it as an insult.
I don't think we can even. Didn't he say we
intended it
can't go back?
That as well.
I intended it as an insult, so it would work well for me.
And if you did manage to go back, he probably wouldn't be very happy to see you.
Nope. So yeah,
Considering he was
will
practically
take-
compelled to allow you to escape.
Yeah, I will take all of the bits I have
Okay, but I
retrieved.
have a
and
solution to that. We just hide the martyr's tears somewhere. We die, become new characters, go get the tears, and then go to Bone Man.
He might still know it's us, but sure. I will hand the herbalism kit with everything safely stoppered and wrapped up in thick leather to whoever gave it to me.
Well, thanks. I'll just put this in the extra dangerous section
designated
over here.
sealed box with sigils on it.
Yup,
Okay,
everything.
and I'll put the box in another box, and then I'll cover
Mail that box to
with...
myself.
It has the
Then I'll
hazard
smash it with a
hazard
hammer!
symbol on it. Has the
Genius,
symbol
genius,
for
genius.
radioactivity.
So,
Or to save on postage, I'll just poison him with this.
be extra careful though, because technically you're holding 7 war crimes in your backpack right now.
Usually I don't go through official channels anyway, so...
Yeah, people are not very happy when
alright.
they find that kind of thing. However, it's mostly because most people don't know you can actually use it to create
It's
a
also
healing
highly
nature.
unlikely that they'd
So-
actually know what this is.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's all right.
the
Geneva's
average
been
person.
gone for 1,000 years now, so their conventions are long gone.
You guys think it's worth feeding another body?
Nah.
Sure.
Or maybe we need it for something else.
Can we
Drag
not?
the
Suddenly, the
skeleton
little
over and
plant,
toss it
the
in.
little plant of horror says, "Feed me." That's
As
reference, by the
Ful-
way.
Yeah, I know, I get it. As Fulbus says this, John grabs the
not?
skeleton off the floor and just throws it to the plant.
It does not partake in the already, sloppy seconds.
Desiccated. Yeah.
Oh,
I
fair
guess
enough. You know,
Be a
I'm...
pressure corpse.
Well, I mean, we got... if nothing else, and we get out alive, we'll have gotten out with something. So...
All right, let's move on, guys.
Yeah, let's move on.
All right, which direction? Do we go
Probably
back?
left.
keep going the way we were going to go.
Oh yeah, and just as a reminder, the we
Mhm.
we put a thing through the mirror, a
Arc
water
water
skin,
skin.
a marked
Gotcha,
water skin
okay.
through.
Give me an idea of how much you have to go. Give me a second while I take a quick screenshot. It's not gonna be. I'm doing it in such a way where it's not spoilery, but give me an idea how much you guys have left to go.
Oh, I see something ahead that
Something.
we agreed to not mess with.
And there's no way it's the same thing that we said not. We went a completely different direction.
We can literally see down the path to the other entrance.
Ah,
Yeah, all that red
What are you doing?
is hidden layers.
There we go.
fun.
It looks long.
I said labyrinth and I meant labyrinth.
Oh boy.
Excuse me. Gee.
Yeah. And my friend was like, "You should make it bigger," and I'm like, "Dude, it's already like long enough." Okay, so there's entrance to an area to your left, and there's also this cauldron. There's also there is a writing on there. I don't have the fucking exact thing handy. Basically, it says that if you want to pass quick and easy, you may do so. However, it will cost you the blood of life.
Oh, a quick aside, Balatu, can you put those 2 skeletons on my disc?
I suppose.
Thank you.
Not a big fan of doing
Fucking
this.
necromancers, man.
I might get necromancy spells later. You never know.
Yeah.
Only level 3. He hasn't chose his school yet.
Yeah, and I have and of course I have added homebrew spells to this universe as well, so both divine and other abilities, so
Super disintegrate.
yeah.
So, do you think it?
You actually would be able to
blood?
raise an army at some point. You're powerful enough.
I'm assuming it means blood.
For example, one of the spells, power word come.
That sounds
No.
dirty. Stop it.
No, it was in that Bible, that cartoon. They all came, even the dragons.
There actually is a spell that you might learn later called To Dust. It is a 7th level spell.
Is it particle
That's if we ever
disintegration
get
ray?
Huh?
Is it particle disintegration ray?
Think of a nastier version of Disintegrate.
Oof.
Nice.
Isn't it disintegrate 36 d6s?
Something like
Something
that.
like that.
Yeah.
Dang.
It's ridiculous,
It's-
especially at higher levels.
Yeah, it's effectively a
What level is
save or
Disintegrate?
die kind of thing. All right. So, do you have any other questions about the cauldron?
I'm guessing this cauldron is going to open up that red gate.
Yep.
For blood.
I mean, you probably sacrifice some dude to it. Like
Hey,
there's the guy.
You still have that that lantern with that child soul. You should
Yeah.
try putting it in the cauldron.
No, it says blood.
Yep, blood.
Yeah, it says blood of life, so I'm assuming it wants blood.
And it wants someone's life, like lifeblood. Okay.
Oh,
Blood
it
for the
wants
blood
someone
god.
to die.
Yes. Already dead
Like,
bodies won't work.
what about a soul trapped in a light?
Nope.
What about a
That-
familiar?
This is
They
a
technically poof out. They're celestial. They're like summoned creatures, so it doesn't die.
These things are worded very specifically for a reason.
Yes.
So
Not a
do we
fan of
want-
doing that.
All right. Well, I mean, hey, we've decided not to go this way for the foreseeable future unless there's a problem, right? I thought that was the
Right.
consensus we came to. So we might as well
agreed.
get a move on.
Do we
We
want to
can go
go
the other
to
way.
the right of the gate? There's a little door back there.
Yes.
I'm fine
There are
with that.
effectively 3 more paths to take ahead of you.
Another
No, 4 actually. So it's not 3
Well-
routes. It's literally 7 routes.
This one's just back to the entrance.
Can we see back to the entrance from there?
Yes.
The floor is hidden. Up there we go.
Yeah, I have push to talk on control. If you hold control and move it, it shifts the level.
Okay. So is anyone gonna look through the? I'm taking it you guys are looking through like the side door here as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me add this volume to you. There's a really fucking cool scene here. So I want you to get a nice close up of it.
Okay, John, show us.
Oh, hey, it's a thing.
Is that blue flame?
Oh my.
In a way, yeah.
I'll actually take down the cutout for this.
Is it like here?
Is that the tincture that we're supposed to drink, you think?
It's possible.
The
There's an awful
tincture
lot
will
of
make
it.
you more of what you are.
We can investigate and see.
We also have the tools to take samples. If I don't know if you're supposed to like dunk your face in it. I wouldn't dunk.
Oh,
my
you should
face
turn
in it,
off
but-
the thing that stops him from, you know. I have everything set in a specific way. So
Okay, so turn off the cutout. Gotcha.
yeah. I have it specifically tested without that on. So
Okay.
yeah, zoom in on that. Give him a good picture.
There's like a bucket next to it.
That looks like a coal bucket.
I mean, technically,
I'm
this
not
is a
sure
mine,
if
so
Is that a ruby? Next to the bucket?
it looks like a pipe.
It's a pipe.
There's pipes in D&D?
Yes, there are. Gnomes are actually known for making steampunk shit.
Screw gnomes. Back in my day, we didn't have steampunk.
Also, there's a raven there too.
Was it Wraith?
Raven.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm a-
very nice.
Nevermore.
I'm trying to get a good focus on it. It's being a little bit of
You
a
can turn
pain.
off depth of field, by the way, so there's no
That's
Oh,
blurry.
can you?
Oh really?
Yeah.
Depth of field.
That helped.
Yeah. Don't be crazy. Don't think you're crazy. It wasn't always an option.
Yeah, no.
So, I'll speak into the well. I wish to know what you are, and I'll look into it.
Intelligence save.
Oof.
Slide that goes out of the wire.
14.
Inside the water, it seems as if you are scrying. You see a land, a legion of dead, a dread castle, and a frustrated creature looking through a pool right at you. Its face, a face of gaunt death.
I'll pull my head back and shudder. Ugh.
Oh shit, is that Richard?
There were so many undead. It's like the land of Orcus in there. If he's a deity at all in this world.
So don't drink out of it. Is that
That was
what I'm
from
getting?
looking into it.
It seems to be some type of scrying pool. Though someone else was looking back at me.
You know what they say about the abyss? No,
You
seriously,
saw.
do you know what they say? I don't know what they say.
You saw who was trying to scry you.
Oh, that's the bastard that was making me suffocate
Yes.
earlier? Ugh.
Right before you disengaged, he saw you and looked you in the eye.
Why does he have a legion of undead with him?
Because he's a fucking lich.
That makes sense.
I get that. But at the same time, why?
Power? It's always about power.
Or immortality.
Yes. His favorite pastime is flaying paladins trying to fuck with him.
So, do we know if this is what we're here for?
Oh, and
this-
William, you were alive in this universe, right? You weren't from another?
I was a lot. Not that I know of. I figured I was from a different. Oh no, from this universe. Yeah, I assume I'm.
Like this world?
You know, you have to tell me. I don't know.
You're from this world, I'll say, because you have the affliction from like the gold thing that's going on. So
Sure.
we'll say you're from this world. There was an up and coming lich who had sadistic pleasure from killing, especially paladins, but anyone holy to try to win into his dark wasteland. And one of the ways he was able to do this was because for some reason, divine magic didn't work in his stronghold. That's the rumor, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I say as much.
A plane that cuts off divine magic? It's interesting theory. And no, I don't think this pool is the tincture.
You think it'd be that easy?
Well, no.
Like,
Henry, you just
imagine if we
pulled
finished the dungeon by making 2 left turns.
Hey,
right?
will one of
Hey,
you
that's how the UPS does it.
will one of you look into the pool and see if you see anything different besides a castle full of undead?
John will go ahead and look into it.
I'll get
Roll me
ready
a
to like
save
pull him
against
back
insanity,
in case.
John.
Okay.
What save?
Roll me a save against insanity.
Yeah,
Intelligence.
Okay. That's a 10.
You guys see him. The face of John is of utter revulsion and betrayal, and then he's blasted back, and you have no memory of what you saw.
That's an awful feat considering John dropped the glamour on himself. So he is just skull.
Literally
That's-
contorted your skull with how bad it was.
So, what'd you see?
I don't remember.
Why do you always have amnesia? It's like your third time getting it.
Maybe he's just prone
I
to
don't
it.
get it. What are you guys looking at? And then Val will go over and look at it himself.
The 6 intelligence guy makes a natural 20 somehow and succeeds.
Probably.
Roll me a save.
And it is intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
Is it just straight intelligence save?
Yep.
Don't worry, I did it on D&D Beyond, so you know that I'm gonna fail. So I did this
Yep.
because it's gonna be funny. That's a 5.
You see something that very much shakes you to your core. You see the moment that you were betrayed that led to your death. And there was something special about it that you did not know about it before. Everything was already arranged.
Okay.
Does he also get blasted back?
A little
The
bit, yeah.
blasting back is important.
It's just a single coo that you hear from Val. It's just and then a defeated walk off.
Avian for the fuck?
Alright. Fulvus, William.
Although I will admit, as the player, I'm not understanding what you're getting at, but I'm sure I will find out.
Yes.
The coup was meant to happen all along.
I suppose I'll take a quick look if he's speechless.
I don't know if you want to do that. These two have had very disgusted looks on their face, or dejected looks on their faces. Are you
That's
sure
what I
you
want to know.
Intelligence save.
Wow, I rolled low. That's an 11.
Man,
Wow,
maybe
I
we
rolled
should
really
get
low this time. Okay. You begin to you divine a truth, but you're not sure you believe it. You begin to realize, by looking into the pool, that there are billions, trillions, uncounted amount of organisms in the world. And they're very, very small. And they cause all kinds of weird things to happen.
That's fantastic.
I'm gonna step back with a very dejected look, and I'm just gonna look at the rest of you. I have not a clue what I just saw.
You subconsciously start scrubbing your skin.
Yeah, that's yeah, I'd probably end up doing that.
It'll never be clean.
I will get the soap out later.
You just discovered germ theory.
I was just gonna say, yeah. Well, that is a weird feature. Let's dawdle no longer here. I think we can keep on moving, yeah?
Wolvis, you're the only one left.
Yeah, and I'm not looking in there. Like, you guys, come on.
Yeah, this well of truth.
Are you sure, Fulvus?
Did you dive in it?
BM pussy.
I didn't do it.
I'm watching you guys not have a good time looking in the pool. The first guy.
They also made really bad saves.
Yeah, and that's how that's gonna go. The first guy went in there, saw the guy who's been causing him trouble this whole time. The second guy fucking got blasted away. The third guy also got blasted away, but also kind of didn't. The fourth guy seems to now be really ishy. Dude, you gotta stop doing that. You're gonna... I ain't looking in that.
Don't worry. One more level and I'll get Dispel Magic. Hey, what's in the other part of the room?
Yes, let's go check that out.
Like these statues, are they going to come alive or shoot something out?
They look like paladins or knights.
Give me 1 second while I get that pulled up.
Ooh, reading materials.
Check out the statue in the back.
Right? Hey, Fulvus, is this an ancestor of yours?
I was about to make that exact same joke.
I can't really tell the coloration of his scales from this angle, or her. I don't know, gender neutral statues. So I couldn't give you an answer.
Very well.
Okay. So here it is. There are 3 tablets. Each tablet has the following phrase. One of the following phrase, from left to right. Half light breeds truth. Full light brings tranquility. Darkness begets waking.
That's the tablet behind it.
Each tablet has one phrase, from left to right.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, there's 3.
Oh, sorry, it's
So I
full
get
light brings tranquility, half light breeds truth, darkness begets waking. So the center is the half light breeds truth, and then the right one is darkness begets waking, and the left one is full light brings tranquility. I can, of course, copy and paste this in general if you so desire.
John,
Yes, please.
can you cast daylight spell?
I do not have it as of yet.
might also have something to do with the number of torches lit in the room. That's just a thought.
Actually, now you've got me questioning if that's a spell I can cast yet.
I think it's a third
Yeah,
level
I
spell.
wouldn't. Any of the puzzles you're going to encounter, you have the ability to solve them. Basically, it's not about like being higher level.
No, I just meant like if that's a cleric spell available to me
Gotcha.
yet.
It's a cleric spell. It's third level.
Yeah, I don't have 3rd level spells.
What's the journals and scrawls of paper on the desk?
Various scribblings of donations and things like that. This is some kind of church.
I'm going to audit them. I think they're up to no good.
Uh-huh.
I will check. their
Finally,
tax
something we
evasion.
agree on.
I will check and see if they've been tax evasion.
Definite copious amounts of tax evasion.
Damn, guys, we're dealing with a
Oh,
level
no.
9 rogue here.
Yay. Yeah, no, I don't have daylight yet.
And I am not of the ability to cast spells currently.
So it'll be next level before I get 3rd level spells.
So this giant statue, is there anything like a Balatou? Can you pull on the horns?
Why do you want me to pull on its horns?
Because I'm small and weak, and you're big and strong.
Okay, but why do the horns need to be pulled?
I'm assuming it wants us to put out the torches.
Oh, I'm just thinking of something else besides riddles right now. I think there might be something inside the statue.
I mean, I can tap on the statue with a pull.
Has an interesting sound.
Could be. You think the plaque's referring to the statue? Maybe it'll, I don't know, bust open.
I'm assuming so if we put out the torches.
All of them will wake up. Let's not put out the torches.
Yeah, I
'Cause
don't think
worst
that's a great
case
idea.
scenario,
Full light is
all of the
tranquility.
statues wake up.
Yeah, full
Well-
light is tranquility. What is half
Half
light again?
light brings truth.
Yeah.
So let's at least put out half the torches.
If
We can decide what to do
can.
from there.
Yeah, are these still the soul torches? Because if they are, last time, when we did the thing, the torch didn't actually go out.
He did say all the torches in here are soul torches.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know how to put out these torches.
Is there a goblet on the table? Perhaps the water from the well can...
There's the one thing, the pail next to the.
That is
Oh
a
yeah, there was a
water.
bucket.
So, silly question here. If I go up and go, like, just basically flap up to the top of the statue and I put my hand over one of the dragon's eyes, what happens to, like, cover?
You
its
feel
eye?
rude, but nothing else.
Okay. Well, that was my attempt at being clever.
pull on the horns.
I guess I'll
If I
pull on the
put on
horns
that
for me.
that one bandana.
Oh wait, what did you do? Well, repeat that, Val.
Since he wants me to so bad, I guess I'll tug on a horn on my way
No,
down.
okay. What did you do before that?
He covered
It
an
was
eye.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I
I thought you
covered
did something
a
else. Hold
eye.
on.
What did you think I
Because we definitely do that if it does something.
did? Well,
Oh,
Hey, there was something inside there. I knew it.
A green sapphire, or sorry, a green sapphire.
A green
A green.
sapphire.
I'm tired. Okay, I've had a long day.
a blue is
a
a type of green
beautiful
and some
blue
opals.
gem in the shape of a dragon egg is in his palm.
Val, cover both eyes.
That thing is really fucking huge.
Shit. Are you sure? I'm pretty sure it
No.
opened because I pulled on its horn.
It opened because it opened when you covered one eye.
Oh, okay. Are you guys sure
I'm not used to you doing
want me
smart
to
things
cover
like
the
that,
other eye?
so
Yes. I'm assuming this is something we're going to need.
Do you want to take the gem before I do it, or
We can't get the gem out.
yeah, you can. I mean, if you try,
Oh,
I
we
guess.
can remove it?
I can get it out where I'm at right now.
Sure, see if you can remove it.
Just be careful.
How does Diego feel about all this?
The cat is like currently playing with a string that's on your uniform. So
Cool. You keep doing that, Diego. If I can get the egg, I'll take the egg out.
okay, you have the egg.
We should place it on my
Right.
floating disc.
I mean, I can keep it on me.
It's you said it's large, right? It's
Mhm.
a large egg.
Hold on.
It might be cumbersome.
I'm gonna give you what you want, fucker. Give me a second. I have to find it. It's here somewhere. Promise. Here it is. Oh, damn it. I forgot how to do it. Here it is. There you go. You now have a floating egg.
Ooh.
Yay.
Sorry, I'll be right back again.
Woohoo.
So how big is this egg?
Pretty big. I mean, look at it compared to his hand, you know?
Okay. So it's
But like
about
relatively
my
as
height.
shown.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, so it's about 3 foot tall then.
This is an egg or like a jewel egg?
Jewel egg, as far as you can tell. But who knows? Dragons are weird, man.
You do not know, yeah.
I mean, are jewel dragonborn a thing?
Yeah.
There's all types of dragons, so maybe.
Crystal dragons are a thing, crystal dragonborn are a thing.
Are they a thing in this universe? And if
That I don't know.
Astral dragons are a pain in the butt. Did you know astral dragons have to leave the astral plane in order to actually age and get stronger?
It makes sense for the way the astral plane works.
Yeah. So the mother dragon has to birth it outside of the realm, or at least take the egg outside of the realm and into another plane.
it seems very inconvenient.
Yeah. Isn't there like a species of dragons that's like humans until they die and then they become dragons?
I don't know about those. I know silver dragons are likely to take the form of humans and commingle with them,
That might be the one I was thinking of.
but I don't know anyone that are just locked into their human form until they die.
That might have been what I'm thinking of. You get a lot of the lore mixed up after a while.
Yeah. So, what do you think happens with the whole darkness awakens if you cover both eyes?
I'm
Well, it's
assuming-
either the
think
statues
it's
or the
bad.
egg, but somehow I think it's probably the statues.
I would assume the
Uh,
statues would come alive.
guys,
Yes.
guys, I don't know if this was already spoke about, but the statues turned.
What?
Ah.
The
Oh.
statues are facing the main statue.
Yeah, everybody's been watching the egg and they turn as Val says.
Okay, I want you to know this is literally the coolest thing ever, because when I was younger, I was super obsessed with like Weeping Angels from Doctor Who, and this just gave me those vibes. And I actually had a chill go down my spine when I realized that.
Oh man, Weeping
It's creepy.
Angels.
Hey, quick experiment. Let's move the egg around and see see if they follow the egg.
Yeah. Who has control of the egg?
Oh, I didn't give it anyone.
Okay. So it's
You
on your
do.
disc, so. Okay, where you want? Since
Cool.
it's on your disc, where are we moving it to?
I mean, it says within 10 feet of me, so wherever you want it to be at.
Or just move it around, see if the statues follow it.
Yep, that's kind of the point.
You're looking at them; they're not moving.
I believe it was interacting with the statue that made the statues move. I intuition alone is telling me that we might want to go for the full darkness, but that is also telling me that could be a very bad idea.
The player in me wants combat and would love it.
I don't think we could survive with this many statues.
I mean, what if they have a movement speed of 5?
What if they only move when you look at them?
What if they all cast Power Word Kill? You don't know.
These
This
are all
would
true
definitely be a
statements.
time where power would come.
So roll a d2, see if we cover the statue's eyes or not.
All right. Evens, it's covered. Odds, we leave. So I'm covering the statue.
Hey, before you do that, we should probably group up.
Yeah, good point.
Or maybe not. What if there's an AoE that happens?
There's a lot of what ifs.
Well, I mean, all right. Group up as in like be in the same general side of the room.
Yeah. Says Pulvis that's halfway down.
Hey, I don't have control of my.
I know.
I am not in control.
I'm going to take out my wand and I'm going to prepare myself.
Yep, I am drawing the
Is everywhere where they want to be?
I'm drawing my shield and my +1 scimitar that is now a scythe.
I'll be behind everybody if that's okay at the back. Getting away.
Don't get too close to the wall, because there's the wall that like grabbed something earlier. Just in case, I don't know. Good, something to think about.
Yeah.
I mean, also, I don't think there's any of that in here.
No, there was the green hand that took the rock earlier too.
At least put me on the other side of the table. Yeah.
There.
Fly me
Alright.
up next to him. I feel safer higher up.
Where do you want to be at specifically, William?
Fine.
Up here?
Okay.
Roll me an intelligence save.
Everybody?
I don't know. Whoever thinks this might be a good idea.
Yeah. I'll do
None of
that.
us think it's a good idea.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I don't think it's a good idea either.
That's
Y'all are
not
pretty
the
gung ho
point,
about
man.
fucking with shit, but I don't know if we should keep doing
I'm
that.
not gonna cover the eyes.
You did the roll. You go through with it.
Nope. He asked the question. I'm
You-
not doing it.
Okay.
That's the only metagaming thing I remember that's allowed.
Yup.
I want to go back to the bedroom. By the way,
Okay.
would you guys like to follow me into the bedroom?
I mean,
Uh,
off we go, I suppose, unless
Wait, yeah, we have.
we don't have any other specific direction. So
Oh, but yeah, you like the statues turning there, did you?
God, that
I
was
didn't notice that. That
probably the
was
coolest thing that happened.
Yeah, no,
spooky.
I
when
didn't
saw
notice
that.
it
That
until it was pointed out. Very Whovian vibes there.
So there's a couple of things I want to do. The first thing is I would like to actually put this egg into the fireplace, if no one has any objections.
That's neat.
Can you give us your train of thought to
I don't really have a good one, other than it might do something.
that? Oh,
Call
good
it-
enough for me.
Call it intuition.
I can't put it in the fire. I'll put
Yeah,
it.
just set it in front of it. That's about as good as you're gonna get.
It begins
it
to
into the
heat
fire.
slightly.
destroy it.
Okay, so while that's heating up, the second thing is I want to do is I want to cast my cantrip create bonfire underneath the bed and light the bed on fire.
Perfect. You put the egg in
The bed does get engulfed in flame. The egg is beginning to heat up, and now there are blue sapphire-shaped cracks along it growing.
Is there any roll to make to see if this is a good thing or a bad thing? Like, is it going to fracture and explode, or is it?
I was
like
just
a
gonna
hatchet?
say
You don't know.
we should probably just make even if something crazy pops out of it, we should probably take cover.
Yeah, that's a good point.
If we all
I'm
want to
gonna-
gather up in a nice little circle outside the room, that could be beneficial.
I'm going to be 10 feet back, and I'm going to try and use my tincture's disc as a partial cover.
Mhm.
But I'm going to stay in the room in case something pops out.
I'm curious.
Yeah, I'll
I
stay
wanna.
where I
I'll
am.
be
I'm
over
gonna
here.
crouch behind the trunk.
Be careful. The
That's
bed's
on fire. Why don't
Oh, the
you
bed's on
crouch
fire.
behind-
It is on fire.
Why don't you crouch behind the cleric with a big shield?
Sure, I'll do that. I like that.
The big +1 shield.
Yup.
I got my shield too. I'll duck down.
Also, you can drag the chair in front. I'm sure. No, the chair will come flying and hit someone in the face. Actually, yeah, don't do that.
That is, yeah.
But it would be funny.
I'll tell Diego to go hide behind the shield. I'm gonna stick where I'm at.
Yep.
Front row
All
seats to this.
All right. Two small specks of red begin to crack in opposite directions. And then you see like a drop of blood ooze from the gem and fall into the flame. And then from the flame, out jumps two demonic looking creatures.
Oh.
Oh,
These are. I don't know what these are.
Arcana check? Or are these like abyssal? Or.
Oh, they are
the
not
other
friendly.
one?
I know what they are.
those are hellhounds, brother.
Those
Yeah,
are
nope.
hellhounds.
I got a 24 Arcana.
I got a nat 20 on initiative.
Sounds like you're going first.
More. We're not quite in initiative yet. More
Yeah.
and more cracks are forming along the gem, and it starts to ooze blood.
I don't think that's a good idea anymore.
Should we get it
Oh,
out
it
of
could be
the?
like an infection.
The dogs are like barking aggressively, but they're not. They're not attacking.
I'm going to try and do the Chris Pratt maneuver from Jurassic Park. Get down
Uh-huh.
real low, hands in front,
It fails
Try
because
to
you have a
get him
cat
to
on
calm
you.
down. I told the cat to go hide behind the shield.
Okay, that's fair.
If say an abyssal, sit and stay, do they do anything?
They look confused. Roll Arcana.
I had a 26 Arcana. Or something
Ooh,
like that.
interesting. Okay.
24.
24
You speak with a
Arcana.
layer of magic. I need you to roll me a charisma check. Persuasion, specifically, or intimidation, your choice.
This is a magical being. You know, abjurations, you can like summon planar beings and make contracts with them. I'll go intimidation as this character.
Okay. What did you
The
roll?
3-foot tall owl is
5.
intimidating.
They are not obeying your pussy ass.
Yeah.
They have a boss coming, and they and they're more scared of him than you.
Yeah, okay. Well, I tried, guys.
You know what?
The cracks are beginning to grow.
That's what matters.
Maybe we should leave the room.
Would it do much good? There's no door.
Plus, they have hellhounds. They can just sniff us out.
One of them dashes towards the exit.
How heavy is the egg?
Weighs a good 8 pounds.
Okay. The spell Catapult, as a second level spell, I want to launch it from the flames into the dog.
Wait,
that
can you
is
do that?
gripped.
I thought you had to have like in your hand.
No,
No.
it's within so many feet of you.
Within
Okay.
60 feet.
Okay.
Jeez.
The dog needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
It fucking fails.
Okay. Then it takes.
That was not expected.
Hold on.
I rolled a
Magical
2, so
bludgeoning.
it's knocked down.
It was the one in front of the door, I believe he said.
Oh, gotcha.
So that's 48. 48 bludgeoning.
48 bludgeoning. That's a lot for a second level spell.
Yeah, catapult's kind of OP.
Oh, lots of low rolls. It's a 7, but a 1, 2, and 3. It takes 13
Oh.
bludgeoning damage, plus any
For-
fire damage it might have, because it's on fire.
For
they're probably immune to
D8. I thought you said 48. Number.
When the
48
stone
flat.
leaves the fire, the hellhounds disappear, and the cracks slowly begin to mend.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's like a portal.
Tyrandal, do not heat that up again.
At
It's
least until we need to.
It's like a portal into the abyss, and I'm pretty sure if we kept it on there, maybe like a lesser demon would have popped out after it.
Yes, and we would have had to have fought it.
You say that like it's a good thing.
Well,
Interesting. Not good, but definitely interesting.
not what I expected to happen.
No, not at all. I was actually expecting a dragon.
That would have been cool.
So, do you think this place has demonic ties to the abyssal realm?
I
Or
believe
hell?
it's demonically cursed.
I've never
yes.
heard of that.
You hear an echoing, booming voice. Free me. Free Rasgora.
I vote we
suggest
don't do
throw this
that.
thing into
but-
the deepest, coldest lake we can find.
What's in it for us?
What do you desire? Power? I can make it yours.
Well, depending on if we get trapped in here or not, it might be to set us free from this dungeon. We'll get back with you in a few days.
Free me now, or when I escape, and I will escape, I will burn your world to cinders.
Is anyone else hearing this
Compelling
voice?
argument.
It's echoing,
Compelling
so yeah,
argument.
everyone.
However, disliked plus ratioed.
Yeah.
Absolute maidenless behavior.
I'm going to put the egg back on my floating disc and do a little. This is superstitious, no magic at all. But I do a little abjuration ward symbol in the air around him.
All right, hold on 1 second. Okay. All right. Okay. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Cause I'm reading all this shit.
Is anything coming out of the bed, by the way?
Oh, screams of pain. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay.
We were a little bit more worried about the hellhounds than
You
the
hear
bed.
you hear Razgora arguing with someone, but you don't hear the other response. It's very faint. Shut up, you worm.
I'll be speaking abyssal back to the egg.
No,
Who
he's
is there
speaking
with
fucking
you?
common.
Yeah, I know, but I'm speaking abyssal back to him. Who is with you in there?
Hold on. I want to make sure I get this. I have that correct because he is very mad that you're speaking abyssal towards him.
Oh. You chose the wrong language.
Yeah.
You think I'm some pathetic, groveling, chaotic cur of a demon? I am Razgora, arbitrator of law.
Oh no. So then what John is doing is going to piss him off even more if he can actually see into our realm. Because as Tyrandal is having this conversation with the egg, John is setting up candles and incense in his censer, and he's reading from his book.
That is, yeah, you're not his biggest fan right now.
Are you
Nope.
trying to purify? He's
No,
the devil.
he's just, John's just setting up one of the wards from, like, not a magical one, but like one of the prayer wards that clerics do.
He is a devil, which means we can actually sort of trust his word he gives us. Interesting.
I haven't started the prayer yet, so if you want to, I mean, I can tell you my god's not going to be happy with you
I
messing
am in
with
pain.
a devil.
Free me from this torment. Who are you, mortal? Are you of evil, or are you of good? You hear a different voice, a woman's voice.
Neither.
My hopes are lost.
And
Who are you?
I am Night Eye.
I just heard Night Tide.
Night Eye.
Ah,
I bound
Oh,
myself in
something.
this form to keep him at bay.
would I know anything about these two?
Nope.
I definitely don't know anything about it.
Would I have come across mention of any of these in like my
No.
excursion? Nope. Sounds
I
like a
sought the help of a wizard. A human who I thought was good. In order to stop him. I cannot keep him away for long. Please, help me. I was tricked. Two beings of law, one of good, one of evil. Bound within a stone. Limitless energy from our suffering, our struggle.
Oh,
Well, how long do you think you can
Oh
keep him at
no,
bay?
Tyrandol. What? Wait a minute. What alignment are you, you fucking asshole?
neutral.
Oh, okay.
What?
And you're a wizard, so you're gonna be like, oh, a battery, do you say?
That's what I was just about to say. I say, so, does anyone else want to try and harness this energy? Maybe make a perpetually moving airship or something?
We
Uh,
have those.
That seems like a lot of work.
that that seems like something that would be considered a sin.
You get an
Would it
image
be?
projecting to your mind of a majestic silver dragon.
Oh, so there is a dragon in there.
Is that the lawful good creature that it's bound
Yes.
with? Oh,
And
I
like
think
the
I,
epitome of good.
yeah.
I think I know which one is being referenced.
So, question: how long do you think you can keep him held at bay?
It has been so long. His axe was a cruel man.
Nizax?
Yes.
I'm going to get out the storm veil and shine the light on this egg to see if it shows anything interesting.
It shows two shadows, one of a powerful devil, one of a dragon.
Okay, so there
Okay.
seems to be truth in the speaking.
So, I'm be honest with you guys.
There is
I
a third
am
shadow in the
of-
opposite direction. That of a robed
am-
man.
Interesting.
So,
I am personally of the opinion that we should help Dragon Lady out. What was it, Night Eye?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
However, I am at least kept together enough to know that we are probably not going to be able to handle a whole devil.
No, not unless one of us has one of their miracles left over.
I have one left.
Free
I
me.
do.
Free me and we can kill him. Free me. No! Free me and I will give you the world.
Did anyone ever play Jade Empire and have that little girl with the two celestials and the demonic toe demon inside her?
No.
No.
Oh,
Oh.
that's
The
a
only
shame.
thing I remember from that game is where you have to rescue this guy's flower of the fields, but it's actually a cow.
Huh.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
It's a-
considering that this egg was left in this dungeon hidden, what are the chances we're gonna find some other things relating to this egg later on?
Highly likely.
We could just put it back.
So,
I don't feel good about that personally.
what do you think the likelihood is that if fire brought out the demon, cold will bring out the deity?
What kind of breath does a silver dragon have? I forget.
But you're the wizard.
Frost.
I know.
forget.
I feel like I would know.
Your
being a
character knows it's
Dragonborn.
Frost.
There you go.
Anyone know any ice magic?
I know
Yes.
chill touch.
That's necrotic.
Yeah.
No.
Well, maybe we'll
Egg,
find something cold later on.
Who is this third shadow, this cloaked robe figure? What is his deal with you?
Piece of something. A piece of someone. Hidden and locked away for security. It was part of our trap. Part of our curse. He keeps us together.
the part that's not with you? Would he still be alive if you're still trapped, or would his death free you both?
There are ways to survive without that piece.
So, and now comes the question: if one is freed, wouldn't the other be freed then too?
No. We can use magic to seal him away.
I would like to free them both, actually, and let them go back to their own. We'll let the devil go back to his own world.
I will conquer the plains. None will stop
I
Yeah.
don't
me.
think that's happening.
I think we should free the deity, and
When I
if we
set
can,
foot on your world, I will raise my armies once again and bring down low the entity who has gripped it from me. None shall survive.
The demon
Nazax the
could help
betrayer,
out
the
against the
dark,
Sultan.
bad god. He will bow before me in the end. No timeline will escape.
So I once heard a saying: when someone tells you who they are, believe them. And I think this person, this individual, has made himself pretty. He's put himself out there. So, or themselves out there. So
do not let them out.
I think he's just misunderstood, guys.
Garandal, you will make an enemy of the entire party if you release the demon.
I understand. I'm not going to release him.
I can give you the world.
No.
I can
Sir,
give
you just
more.
said you were gonna burn it.
I like it on fire.
I mean, that is fair. You like what you like. No, I mean,
Marshmallows from corpses taste
I
the
would
sweetest.
consider freeing him. I would. But he would have to promise to stay in his realm for 10,000 years.
He called himself the
At least.
betrayer. I'm not super.
I
confident.
am not the betrayer.
No, Nizax the human wizard is the betrayer.
Ah, gotcha.
Corrupted in our bargain. Stored a piece of himself with me, unable to torture, unable to bind, to stolen, put here. Not mine, not truly mine. Preserving, yes.
You guys think that this is Nazax's dungeon?
Yep.
I don't know who that is. Who is that?
The third person.
Yeah. I'm assuming that that's who. Yes.
No,
I'm
no, I get
assuming.
that part, but who is Nazax? Am I forgetting something?
The
Yeah, I don't
betrayer
remember.
wizard that locked him in the third shadow.
No, I get that part, but like, do we know him?
You don't remember?
Yeah, we know him.
I don't remember.
Oh
I
no,
don't
there's a
either.
lot more. You should know it.
Yep. Okay, we were told this earlier before we left out. It's
I'm
the
happy.
Lich. It's the Lich.
Oh, okay. So he's the one whose spellbook I have.
Yeah.
Hey.
You have
hey.
his tome.
Yes.
Free me. The spell is inside.
Are you the part that he references? Energy is energy?
Tricks divine. Energy is energy. Secrets he bargained, but did not pay in full. I cannot abide a broken contract.
You know what? I say we save this egg for later, and if we ever come across that lich, we just let him duke it out. And then we run away.
Fair. That's quite fair.
You know,
Because we are nowhere near the level of them.
I would be willing to bargain with you for when we free you. If we free you. Hear me out, guys. Don't give me that death stare.
You've already got like 4 of them.
Yeah, you see the skull face of John with one eyebrow raised. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Hey, you just made an excellent point. We free him. If we free him, he agrees to fight Nezex. And then, after that is taken care of, he agrees to leave our plane of existence for at least 10,000 years.
I mean,
What is time to a god?
Exactly. It beats being trapped in there, and we'll all long be dead after that.
I mean, I'm
Okay,
pretty
that's-
sure he can still do stuff from wherever he goes. That he doesn't have to be here to. I don't know how this works actually.
Well,
Once
the whole
my
point.
time has come, I will be back, and I will conquer and
Yeah,
burn and
You've
subjugate.
yes, you've made that very yeah. We
It will
know.
be mine by right.
Mm-hmm.
What right though?
This world was mine.
What?
So we have an agreement for when the time comes that we free you. You will help us with the Zox, and then you will be on your way for 10,000 years. Vengeance and not being trapped anymore. You can go to your abyssal realm or not abyssal, the other one, and then you would be free to enter
Very
the.
well. I will slay him, and then I will stay in my realm for 10,000 years.
Night-Eye, I want to personally apologize for what Tyrandal has just done. I'm sure you don't agree with it as
Now,
well.
will you please allow the Silver Dragon come speak with us? Please.
Very well. The egg glows blue now, not red. What have you done?
What?
Yeah.
When we come across this ungodly lich and we were about to die, I just made sure we had a potential escape.
Well,
You've
well,
already
you
sealed the pact, you fool.
Well, yes. Now I'm here to make a pact with you.
This is his realm!
Yeah.
What have you done? The egg starts to crack more and more. You've doomed us all. What have you
Not the
done?
first time. Won't be the last.
The egg
John actually says
explodes
this out loud, by the way.
into white light that breaches into the sun.
Oh, wish we knew where the sun was.
Thank you, mortal.
Oh, God.
And he fucking disappears in a puff of red smoke.
So I think this is justified as John reaches over one bony hand and just brain dusters Tyrandal.
Yeah. I wasn't. Yeah.
I'm gonna get
he
in on
did
this.
say that this was his realm.
I'm amazed he didn't pick that shit up.
Oh, everybody else but Tyrandal picked that up, I'm sure.
Yep. I didn't.
So yeah, you're just hovering there after all this, and John just reaches over, smack, right upside your head.
This is another thing that we have to deal with.
Yeah, no. I'm going to sit on the ground.
To be slightly fair, we don't have to deal with the Lich. But in contrast, now we have something even worse to deal with.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna.
Yeah,
need
I
a
mean, assuming
bigger
that he
guy.
could beat the Lich, even then. I mean, Liches are like... Liches are weird in that, like, Liches can typically become gods if they live long enough.
Demi-liches.
Yeah.
Yep. And then
What was
there's
his name?
also
Vecna in the.
Yep.
Yeah,
Vecna.
in Forgotten Realms, Vecna. And then of course
The
the
one that
Serac could have become
literally
a god, and
killed
he's like,
gods.
nah, I'm too bored. He's like a deification would bore him, so he didn't do it. So, yeah. And that's one hell of a way to end the session. Oh, and by the way, from the white light comes pouring out a small, cat-sized white dragon. Silver.
That's what I was worried with. Like, what happened to her?
He has taken most of
Night-Eye.
me.
Night-Eye, get your licks in.
He's been feeding on me for so long.
Actually,
I'm too weak. And she falls unconscious.
so I give the silver dragon my elixir of health.
She can't drink it. She's unconscious.
But yeah, when they're awake,
Gotcha.
I'll give it to them.
All right.
Set up an IV, quick.
Val will just kind of like wrap up the dragon in like bedcloth, essentially, just wrap her up and like put her in a backpack or something so that it's easy to carry.
This is what happens when you deal with planar entities without studying abjurations for lengthy amounts
We
of
are,
time.
Why
we
did
are
you
for the
do
time
it?
being, we are revoking your deal-making privileges.
Yeah. That's
So,
fair.
who's in favor of sacrificing Tyrandal to get out of here quicker?
I mean, I can't
You
argue
know,
with that.
I
Yeah.
am not
Let's
opposed
explore,
as I
like,
would
let's
like.
do some more exploring of the dungeon. I'm sure we'll
Yeah.
find something nice.
Yeah.
We're gonna find the super MacGuffin.
If you all agree to that, then I'll let myself be killed. I understand.
I'm going to do something drastic.
Yeah, no, that was mostly a joke.
So out of character, what are the odds that Nazak this whole time sealed him? He has probably come up with a way to get rid of the demon for good by now.
Demons are ridiculously hard to get rid of forever.
Well,
you can't.
A better option than what he used previously.
No, I'm saying, like, was it devils or demons that, or both, that you can't kill unless they're in their realm?
Devils
Both.
cannot be killed.
Specific.
And if this is his realm, then technically you could kill him.
Yet that is true, technically.
Yeah. Any summoned creatures in this world, when they quote unquote die, they don't. They're just teleported back to their realm. The magic
Okay,
undone.
so greater devils like Asmodeus can't be killed, period, because they're a force of nature. But devils, they can be killed, but it's like you have to throw 6 nukes at them with a added something on top to even scratch them.
And then they come back 6 months later.
Yeah.
And do it all over again.
6 months, 6 days, 6 weeks later.
6 million years, same thing, really.
Yeah, so it's like it can be done, but it's temporary.
I wish I would have said 10,000 years of peace. That's what I should have said. 10,000 years of peace.
Well, it's a devil. It's gonna find any tiny little bit of fuckery to fuck with you. And you gave it a lot. You didn't give it a little bit. You gave it a whole list.
Oh yeah, I did.
Can we go back in time and have my character actually be a lawyer? And then
Wait a second. Back in time, we could.
Yes.
Trace our steps.
No. Tyrandal ideas temporarily banned.
No, this is not. This is a Fulvus idea.
Ideas banned. My idea is to have no ideas. My idea is to explore the dungeon.
Yeah.
You do have a stopwatch, or not a stopwatch, a time turner.
We have the time turner.
Yeah.
Or we could just use a miracle.
Yeah.
Well,
Although the miracle is very, very likely not to happen, because I don't think
some of
there's a
you
time
guys
turner
could,
spell.
we just use it as the wish spell. I'm sure that'll work.
Yeah.
Just roll the 200 on the d20 or whatever it is you would need.
The hourglass spins slightly. Who has the hourglass right now?
Definitely not me.
I don't.
Probably John.
No, John does not have the hourglass.
Okay, it might have been Tyrandal then.
John actually doesn't trust items of power like that.
Okay, so Tyrandal
I
has the
don't.
hourglass. Tyrandal, the hourglass spins with you.
I don't know what to do with it. What? When did we get this hourglass?
The first thing, literally the first item of power we got.
Yeah, traveling through the needle's eye. Remember that?
Yeah.
To undo space and even time. Gifts to rewrite history are hard to find, and so are the souls who become entwined.
I mean,
Spin it
So-
once, twice, and thrice, and let's just get this over with.
So
in the-
let's just end here and
yeah,
deal with this next week.
yep.
This is a problem for later. Hidden
I
Domains.
have some out of character information to give y'all now, so. But let's wait until we cut it, and then I'll give it to you.
Okay. All right. Well, let's end with the initial impressions so far, and then we'll name the session, and then we'll end the recording. So, what have you guys thought of the session? The situation you guys are in, the interesting side turns, the actual map, and things like that.
I think that's cool.
Whoops. Comes to mind.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
convinced you pulled the egg thing out of your ass.
Yeah.
Just knowing me, huh?
Yeah.
I'm excited to see more of what's going on here because there's some more. I do enjoy the exploration.
Oh yeah, the exploration's
Oh
fun.
yeah.
Yeah.
This whole session has been really cool, and then we got to the whole egg scenario and the statues turning, and it's just been
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
have
there's
been
no
in the
there's no
climax of the
script to
story
turn
for
those
the last
statues. By the way,
hour.
I literally had to do it manually, and it was hard to do it sneakily.
Yeah, I guess
What?
you're lucky that I left the room because while that
Yeah.
was happening, I was facing the statues the entire time on my camera.
Yeah, it's very
So I would've
lucky
saw
that
it.
we were all actually focused elsewhere.
Yeah. All right. So where are we gonna name the session?
Whoops.
This
just-
early.
Help! I accidentally an entire demon.
I accidentally an entire demon.
I don't know. It's a Google search meme.
Okay.
Help, step devil, we're stuck.
Oh God. All right.
Faustian
Well,
deals and owls.
Arendelle gets put in the corner.
owl whoops. I don't know. Something. We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
All right.
we'll figure it.
Well, people who are on YouTube, you will of course know what the title is. But thank you so much for watching, and I really appreciate it. I actually mean watching this time, so I've got fucking video, baby. But you have a wonderful time, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye.